In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Welcome to A Show Called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
Oh, he's back.
Hey!
I'm back. He's back.
We're in a different room.
We spent most of our career, quote unquote, apologising for you.
Oh.
And now I feel
wouldn't.
we legitimately have good reason to apologise for you. And I think you turn up anyway. So
We either apologise for you when you're on the show,
Or after,
and we say we're so sorry he's here.
Yeah.
And then when you're not on the show,
Yeah.
we're like kind of sorry he's not here, but also you'll probably have a better experience.
Can the apology be assumed?
Yeah, we just put it
Can
in
we
a small print.
just say it now, and that covers it?
You know how websites have like T's and C's,
Yeah.
and no one reads
Yeah,
them.
privacy-
Ours could just be Chris.
Privacy policy.
Do you accept?
Just put Chris apologies, and then that's it. That covers it.
I went to book.
That's fine.
The point of it, I went to book temporary car insurance today.
Fucking hell, that sounds so boring.
Like you
John.
did. Look,
I can't believe you're opening
It's
with this.
it's a strong start for an anecdote. Here
but
we go.
I was like-
Jesus
I
Christ.
was like, you know what? I'm going to be driving my sister-in-law's car this weekend.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go get temporary car insurance.
Yeah,
That's the
seems
responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
Go to the
Were you
usual.
tempted not to bother? Yeah.
Always.
No,
Yeah.
don't just
Yeah.
nod quietly. The audio can't pick that up.
Yeah, you're the one nodding, John. I'm just sitting here.
Slander.
Yeah.
Defamation of character.
Yeah, you're the one nodding and counting your necklace of human fingers of all
Yeah,
the people you've
exactly,
killed. Yeah.
No, John, get back. No, John, no.
Well, no, I'm just talking about like customer service or T's and C's being fucked up. You go to the website and literally you just can't use it. This one company just goes, sorry, we're busy making our website even more marvellous than usual.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get back to you soon. And marvellous is spelt wrong.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Oh God.
I went with another company.
Yeah.
Speaking of businesses just not doing the one thing they do,
Yeah.
I think I've talked about it on the podcast before, but Every, who were Hermes,
Oh yeah.
are maybe the worst company in the entire world and history of the world.
They
as
can
well.
change their name, but they don't make water hot
So
enough
the
to...
Hermes then no longer exists.
Hermes no longer exists.
Is that right? I
And
didn't know that.
they were awful. They
Yeah.
were like all delivery companies are pretty shit.
Yeah.
And then there was Hermes that was like,
Bottom of the
we
pile.
deliver 0 parcels a year,
Yeah.
and that's our promise and pledge to you. And then they were like, that pledge hasn't been working great for our business
for
model.
us.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So we'll rebrand
Sure.
as Every, but change nothing about our offering at all.
Yeah.
And I get Ali and I get HelloFresh so 3 meals a week we get in a box that arrives.
Lovely.
La-di-da.
I've had
Absolute-
HelloFresh.
Absolute treat. Well, we have to cook it. But
It's bullshit. It's bullshit that you have to cook it yourself.
I know it should come cooked and steaming.
It should come cooked. Piping hot.
Straight through the letterbox.
Yeah.
No container. I
Yeah.
just cut my hands.
Sauce everywhere. That's
That's
all
how
I
it should
want.
come.
It should
That's
be
all I
hot.
want.
And, there should be decent silverware. And why can't I eat it in
It should-
another venue?
The strapline should be hot, destructive, and delicious. That's all I want.
But they always delivered with DPD.
Sure.
Literally, and this is quite remarkable for any delivery company, no issues. Never a single issue.
No.
Every Tuesday morning, same time, box of food arrives. And obviously, it's got ice in it to keep everything cool.
Yes.
Right?
Just a sack of ice.
We get
There's
an
a lot.
announcement,
There's a
yeah.
lot of ice in HelloFresh.
Sack of ice, one stick of celery.
Wait, actual ice or some
It's in a
weird
bag.
kind
It's
of
like ice
sort
in
of
a bag.
bags, like ice bags.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're like the size of a A5 notebook.
Yeah.
Can you keep the bag?
I mean, you can, and it says you should put these in your freezer, and then you could reuse them as I. And it's like, but my freezer will literally just be full of these. I get 3 a
Yeah.
week.
I haven't got enough room for this.
Now I
this
get a new
ice.
freezer just to store
Yeah.
them all. So
There's
I
only
cut them open. And put
There's
them.
only... It's not water.
Oh no, it's blue.
It
Glowing.
don't- I'm pretty sure it says don't drink this.
It definitely does say don't
I'm pretty
drink
sure
it.
it says
It looks
that.
like water or normal ice, but I have a feeling it's like uranium. or
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
Heavy
no,
water,
it would
maybe.
be.
Anyway, my point is, here's my point.
Mm.
Recently, we get an email. We're switching delivery services.
Oh, no.
Oh
we're
no.
We're switching to Every.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, oh, cool. I'm sure they won't fuck up the very first time.
No, they wouldn't.
No,
they wouldn't
it's
do that.
impossible, no.
They wouldn't do that.
So Tuesday's the delivery day.
Okay.
Still haven't got my HelloFresh.
Wait, today?
Interesting.
What, this week?
This week.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
that's
3
not
days.
good.
3 days late. If they deliver it now, it's definitely melted.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way around this.
So
Every
they've dispatched it.
they say they have.
They say they have.
but it's just not
Why would they
arriving
lie?
at all. They just
Save face.
they just don't do the thing.
They don't do it.
They just don't like they're a delivery company and they just simply don't do that. I don't know what they do instead of that, whether they do anything instead of that.
Yeah.
But the exclusivity to which they never achieve the one thing they've set out to do is astonishing.
Yeah.
What I find
Good on them.
I'm very angry about it.
Well, if you should, have you complained to HelloFresh?
We've complained to HelloFresh.
You should.
But in a way, it's not HelloFresh's fault.
Oh, it's not. But they.
But they did switch to every.
HelloFresh have always got a sale on, like DFS.
Yeah.
They've always got a sale on, and they've always got offers.
Yeah.
They'll probably do you a deal.
Oh, I think they've already said they're going to give us like 2 weeks free or something.
go.
How
But the
would you
thing is,
know?
It's never going to arrive.
How would
you
They were
know?
like, 2 weeks free with every. Well, great. I'm just going to starve to death then, I
Yeah.
guess. I can't go out and buy food because I refuse out of principle.
Um,
Man
drink-
starves to death.
I can't drink
waiting
the
for
ice.
HelloFresh delivery.
I can't drink the ice because you tell me you can't because it's fucking
Yeah.
like deuterium or whatever the
That
fuck.
delicious ice.
So that's it. I'm going to die. I'm just going to expire on my doorstep, waiting for every to never deliver anything.
when My Hermes rebranded, maybe we were all hopeful, but I think the big telltale, the big hint that this wasn't going to be the rebrand we imagined is that half of vehicles on the road are still just My Hermes
Yes,
vans.
absolutely,
like
yeah.
they
That's
just
probably why I didn't know they
Yeah.
ceased.
But
to
then
be.
underneath in biro, it just just says every question mark.
every that's spelled like the word every rather than the brand.
Yeah,
um.
it's bad. It's
So
really
you got
bad.
car insurance then?
Oh yeah, sorry, no one cares about that.
That's the most
really.
important.
That's the worst
Yeah.
anecdote we've started with.
Well,
It must be.
how would you know? You miss half our episodes.
and I'll tell you for free. I don't listen to the ones I'm not on, or the ones I am.
Speaking of the news,
Oh yeah.
did I?
What do you mean? The
I
news?
just run with me on this.
Yeah.
We weren't talking about the news.
This is a segue. It's a phantom segue.
Okay.
This is what I like to call
Truckers
it.
gear change.
I saw a headline today. I don't know if you saw this about the quote unquote mass slaughter on the east coast of Britain.
Keep
Jesus.
it light, John.
No, keep
Can we go back to car insurance?
or every.
Well, no, it's like police were called to the scene of a mass slaughter
Of
on
what?
on a beach of people, of human people.
What?
Yeah, mass slaughter.
Oh, I see.
So how many bodies are you thinking? when you
Well, probably like 20.
Okay, so bear in mind that this is not spoilers. This is not some kind of genocide. So
Oh.
if someone called the police and said, "I have just experienced or witnessed a mass slaughter
Yeah.
on a beach," what do you think it actually was?
I don't know. Like, I still think it's got to be about 20 people at least.
Yeah, but no one died.
Was it people sunbathing?
Wait, nobody died.
No, this is my point. Like nobody died. There was no death.
Was it
at
just
all.
people who'd fallen asleep on the beach?
It was a yoga class.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And they were doing what? Like lying there.
I guess. I assume they weren't standing up at the time, but like somebody called and said, "My God, 999, hello. There's been a
been a
mass
mass-
slaughter."
And they didn't. They could have stopped
They didn't
for
wait
like.
for like a split second for them to move.
Yeah, they could have waited 4 seconds.
Oh
4.5
no,
seconds.
oh no, they're in the reverse crab now. It's fine.
They're looking really relaxed. I've got to say,
And they're all in fluorescent outfits. It's like, this is weird.
police, you've got to hurry. I've just seen the most like relaxed, flexible corpses you've ever seen.
yeah. Yeah.
Their chakras looked really aligned. I
Really
don't know what
aligned.
to tell you.
All the gates are open. The energy is flowing.
Fucking people.
It's been a good week for bullshit, hasn't it?
Oh, sure.
In the UK.
What else have we had?
What
Every
else?
building is falling apart.
Oh, yeah.
that's true.
I did
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, yep, I heard about that one.
That ex-army officer turned terrorist subject escaped from a prison.
Yeah, saw that.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's been good fun.
Strapped to the underside of a
We're paying
van,
more for everything, and
apparently.
everything is getting worse.
Yeah, it's great.
Fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to joke about like sort of post-Brexit Britain would just be a place that's like a Mad Max post-apocalypse, everything's on fire kind of
Yeah.
thing. And then here we are in a world where literally the buildings are all
Falling
knocked
apart.
up to code and falling down.
All the
Hey,
pris-
now,
all the
hey, now,
prisoners
they're
are
not-
escaping.
They're not on fire.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No,
it
God,
time.
God, I mean, God willing.
Not like that pub that
Yeah.
Burned down.
We've
Oh,
talked-
yeah.
we-
Or
they've
was
arrested a
burned
third
down.
person.
The greatest mystery of our time.
Yeah, the crooked house.
Yeah.
This because this is what we're dealing with. It's like we've got mass slaughters that don't even happen, and then we've got I don't know, kind of low rent, kind of
The thing
airport thriller people.
And this is
escaping from
affecting
prison.
me personally, right?
Okay.
Because and so listen up.
Here we go.
Shut-
Okay, I'm
personally.
showing up. Yeah.
I
Personally.
recently make this about me. I recently had a BBC News article.
Oh,
written.
I
me.
there we
did
go.
see
About
There
me
we
and
go.
my made up shit that I do, like
Made-up
for
shit.
a job.
Yeah.
And what I was told by the editor who commissioned the article, which was very good of him, he said, if it's a slow news week, you might get on TV.
Yeah.
And that was a very little tempting little morsel
little-
to offer me.
yeah.
on
Yeah,
the
just
site.
dangle that.
Yeah, just dangle that for, I might get on TV. And he said, can't promise anything. Can't promise anything.
Was it a slow news week?
Well, no, because of all this fucking shit, wasn't it?
All this
It's like,
weird- all
there's
this
been a
weird
mass
stuff been
slaughter
going
on the
on.
beach.
Yeah.
A house that was already falling down fell down.
Yeah.
And this is what pushes
Yeah.
me off of
Imagine
fucking
being
telly. I could
imagine
have been
being
on
bumped
telly.
off the news for house that was falling down falls
Did.
down.
Yeah, house that seems to be falling did.
Sorry, Nick, we've got to go to the house.
Sorry,
that's fallen down
we've got to cut to the house
we've
because
gotta
it
go.
did fall.
for 24-hour coverage of the house finally falling down.
That could have been me. I could have been
Yeah.
there talking to whoever the fuck about whatever the shit. But no, we had to talk about a house and a yoga class.
Would it be nice if, like, for 1 week in the entire history of our country, the news was so quiet that man does well at solo enterprise is like
That's on the front page of
headline
every
news.
Yeah,
newspaper.
imagine that.
They all pick it up.
That's all I would have asked. That was my one fucking shot
Yeah.
at 15 minutes of fame, and it's gone.
Headline is man does well at solo enterprise.
Man
Byline,
does well at thing.
byline, quite unassuming, really.
Man plans endeavour, succeeds.
Surprisingly modest.
Finn ends byline.
He's
Some
quite down to
journalist.
earth, actually.
Yeah. Did you have to provide your own photos?
Yes.
Ah,
And I had to
You
take
got to
them.
provide your own knobs.
I had to take them as well because I provided photos of the product in question the article was about, and then it was like, can we have some more personal shots of like you like working?
Nudes.
Yeah,
That's what he
I
wanted.
sent
He
some
wa-
nudes, but they didn't make it.
He
through.
wanted nudes.
He wanted nudes.
Yeah,
He
that's
always-
what he was after.
Yeah.
He tried to promise you'd be on telly.
Yeah, this
and then
is
he
how he
asked you
got
to
his
send him
nudes.
some pictures.
Yeah.
that old chestnut.
Yeah, some of the sexiest pictures I've ever taken.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I had to do a little impromptu photo shoot of my own, just basically setting up my phone on timer. It's quite sad actually.
Now pretend to work.
Yeah,
fame at last. Oh.
maybe I'll be on telly.
Well, our local MP, our local member of Parliament,
Jesus
he finally got his dream promotion. He's now the Justice Secretary, and he must have been going like, "Man, hope I have a quiet week." And it's like,
All this shit is happening.
it's like, oh no,
Oh no!
Man escapes.
Good lord!
yeah,
Oh man. Well, luckily I don't care.
oh grand,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good, yeah.
He's not local, is he? The escapee?
No,
The
we're
escapee.
ultimately we're fine.
Good.
That's
good.
what matters the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst thing that happened to us is Nick wasn't on the news.
There's public outcry about it.
Yeah.
Certainly in my house.
There's still time. You could commit a mass slaughter or something.
50% of Nick's house were absolutely livid about
I could
it.
go kill a yoga class. That'd get me on the news.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for an
You just go,
excuse,
and
really, aren't
just
you?
go and watch a yoga class
And then
you
just
get on
phone
the
it in.
news, apparently.
Yeah.
How hot is your concrete box you call a studio?
It's crazy. It's cold. It's cool.
Oh,
There you go.
I don't know how
Keeps the
that's
heat in.
possible.
That's the heat out? Yeah, that's the heat out.
It could be the fact that it is a concrete box,
I suppose.
because I think some of the other studios have like little fake walls and insulation and shit. I don't have any of that. I've literally just got concrete, and a wood wall. Maybe I'm lucky in that respect. It's actually bearable.
Does it get cold in the winter times?
Yeah, I had to get a heater.
Get a heater in.
Yeah.
Can oh my god, hang on. The news.
The news.
Buildings crumbling
Oh my
across
God.
the country. Your
You're
facility
next.
is 98% concrete.
Let's be honest. Gloucester is not going to be one of the towns that stands the test of time, is it?
There's a lot of concrete there. I mean, I'll
There
be
is.
honest with you.
It
Yeah.
depends how old the concrete is, really.
I'm sure it's
all
very-
we
But
need
isn't
to
the
know.
story about concrete breaking down?
Yes.
That's what the story's about,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's mainly schools, isn't it? There's other buildings as well.
Yeah, like hospitals.
Yeah, hospitals, yeah.
Any large scale sort of assertion, man-made.
Are hospitals important? Yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
no, it's
yeah,
fine,
no,
yeah.
yes.
We've been coping quite well without them.
It's like, what are they calling it? Like RAAC, like some particular type of concrete. And it apparently turns out that if you expose it to time and life, it just turns to sand.
Good.
It just kind of like,
Time,
Good.
light, and humanity are its three
Yeah.
weaknesses.
The
Please
big
don't-
three.
please don't speak around for concrete. It's very sensitive to audio.
Because it's weird that it's concrete that's failing us so dramatically, because it's thought of as like a wonder material. And haven't they developed modern concrete that can self-heal? I've
Yeah,
heard
why
about
not?
this.
Yeah.
But obviously these are made in like the 1912s.
Yeah. I heard that I thought concrete, if it was working correctly, was meant to get like harder over time.
Yeah,
like
that's
it
what
would
I
just
heard.
I have no
constantly
idea.
get
Maybe it becomes
stronger.
I'm not a
brittle.
concrete expert.
No.
I have no concrete evidence.
I refuse
That's
for
very,
that.
it's very good. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Very good.
Good.
Cool. I guess we can end it there then.
Grand.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
well,
been
done,
fun.
well done,
Yeah.
everyone. This has been fun.
It's 400 degrees outside.
It's
like,
really hot.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that yet.
No, why not? Let's.
It's
I,
hot.
se- I seem to be getting hotter just being sat here.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm
yeah.
not
very
doing
nice-
anything.
I'm
I'm drinking a
very
nice cold beer.
lovely
And I am
Peroni Capri.
Dripping.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Onto your sofa.
Thank you. Yeah,
I
that's
care
fine.
so little.
I've actually been moving around the house to try and like keep ahead of the heat.
Yeah.
Our
What
house
do you-
is
what
lots.
do you mean? Outrun it?
You can't outrun.
Yeah, like
and
You
global-
can't outrun heat, John.
Well, not that.
It's coming
actually.
for all of us. Final
It's
state
going to
of energy.
get us all eventually.
Yeah, but okay, like the sun has a tendency to move in the sky,
You're
right?
trying to outrun the sun.
The sun doesn't move.
You sound insane,
It's
John.
succeeding.
Yeah,
you
sure.
can't run faster than the sun.
Well, at the moment, you're sitting on a wool blanket,
Yeah,
so there's
and I
that.
feel great.
Well, wool's an insulator.
I've sweated through it.
No. I mean, start of the day.
So you've been standing in the shade all day. Is that what you're saying?
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like start of the day, sun's on the front of the house.
Yeah.
So
isn't
don't be at
it?
the front.
Then it moves around to the back of our house.
Yeah.
So don't be at the back.
Same.
And
thing
of course,
at our house.
end of the day, top of the house, dickhead. That's warm,
Yeah.
right? Warmer than the bottom.
Yeah.
So
Heat rises.
you
Hot air
move,
balloons.
You move around.
Just say
Hot
hot air balloons.
Yeah, like that.
Heat rises.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top floor of our house is unbearable.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
There
it's
we go.
hot.
He gets
To
it.
the
hot
extent that I
night.
might sleep in the garden tonight. Actually, I think it's the only answer.
I am going to sleep naked.
Great. Thank
Well,
you.
That's an image.
There you go.
How's your
Penis. I mean,
I was going to say your little lad, but maybe
Don't, John.
How is your little lad?
How's your boy?
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah. Can he sweat yet?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He's got
when do
brain-
they
he's got-
start sweating? Because this was a revelation we heard from you.
Babies can't sweat.
I don't doubt that it's true because he would be sweating if
He
he
would
if he
be
could
sweating.
at the moment.
Dog-
dogs
I am.
dogs can't look up. Babies can't sweat.
That's right.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Cats don't understand currency.
No, they don't.
I think that's one.
Speaking of cats,
Speaking of cats,
you two both know what our cat looks like.
Yeah.
Bradley.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him just now.
Or did you?
What?
No, my point is, Lucy and I.
Don't tell me that was a fake Bradley, John.
It happened the other day.
What?
Another
the-
cat got in.
Yeah, Lucy and I were.
Wait, you let your cat in?
No, Lucy and I were sitting on the sofa. It's very hot. There's a lot of doors open at the moment.
Oh.
So Lucy and I were sitting on the sofa, and then
did he look a lot like?
and then Bradley walked in, and we're like, "All right, Bradley." And he walked into the lounge, walked along the edge of the carpet, the rug that Nick's got his foot on at the moment, kind of nudged Bradley's feather. We're like, "All right, Bradley, you're looking very leggy today, Bradley." He's like, "That's not Bradley." And then he turned around, and he had a white triangle on his chest,
Oh,
and his
the
tail was
chosen
like
one.
twice as long as Bradley's.
was it?
I mean, he turned, and then he looked at us, and like he
I
knew.
don't live here.
I love the confidence of cats.
Cats are very. That
This
sums
is-
a cat up, I would say.
Straight up someone else's home and property, and
Yeah.
it's just like, what up?
Well, he just looked at us, and you could tell in the little bastard's eyes, he knew he was trespassing.
Oh, he knew.
So we got up, we were like, hey,
Hey.
because you don't encourage this kind of
Hey,
stuff.
dickhead.
And the cat goes into a sprint, legs it back into the kitchen, kind of does a skid, because it's like,
Like a power slide.
it does a power slide, legs it out into the garden, kind of stops mid-garden, turns and looks at us, says, oh, you cheeky fuck. And I'm like, go
Yeah.
on. And then it runs out the little hole in the fence at the
Yeah.
back. 2 seconds later, sticks its head back and looks at us. Cheeky fuck.
What a dickhead.
I am picturing a cat with legs twice as long as Bradley.
It was,
Because you said it was quite leggy.
yeah.
I'm picturing this sort of like horrifying
Yeah.
daddy long legs like cat.
I've got to say, I don't blame this cat in particular. I'm sure if you get to know it, it's a lovely cat.
Oh, I'm sure.
But there was something kind of unsettling about going, oh, that's my cat. No, wait, that's
Yeah,
not my
Yeah,
cat.
that is.
It
weird,
must have
yeah.
been close enough
Yes.
to Bradley.
That's the worst bit. I think that you for a moment thought it was your cat.
Yeah, because it's happened.
That's how
That's-
people get murdered.
That is how people straight up get stabbed.
Because I said it before, there's another time, I think it was like last year, it was a morning, I was drinking my coffee in here, Bradley was on his bed, and I heard a patter of feet, and I go, oh, Bradley's coming in. It's like, well, no, he isn't. I'm looking at him. And then I turn around, and there's like a dark brown, very fluffy cat just poking its head round the door from the kitchen.
This is a load of bollocks. The amount of cats getting in this house.
Well, 2.
That's enough. That's
I guess
too many.
two is
Three.
unacceptable.
More than I've ever had in my house.
3 including Bradley.
Yeah. Things like Bradley's meant to be
And
this
Bradley was invited.
apex predator.
Well,
Because,
he's like
like-
6,000 years old though.
Because he wanders in like half an hour after the cat incident. It's like,
Yeah.
where you been?
Where were you
What's
half
going-
an hour
Yeah,
ago?
where were you?
Needed you.
Crying out loud.
We had a different Labrador come into our house the other day. He tends to come in now and then. His name's Teddy. He's one of the dogs in the back field that we see frequently.
Sure it wasn't a
Sometimes he
nuke.
just wanders in.
Could have been a nuke.
Could have been a new. Oh,
Could have been two nukes in a dog suit.
Yeah, could have been.
It could have been. Could have been.
30 nukes in a dog suit.
But yeah, I was in the field with Daisy, and he just walked in the house, and Liz was like, "All right, Teddy."
Oh,
He loves it.
there you go. That's much the same.
Yeah,
That
but
is-
dogs
that
are
is.
dogs are like, "Hi, how's it going?" They're not malicious about it.
No.
Dogs are just stupid, and they're
I don't
just
think cats
happy
are
to be
malicious.
there.
They're just like, they know exactly what they're
Trying
doing.
to, he's trying to piss you off,
But it's
John.
like a
That's what he
troll.
was
Yeah.
trying
He's
to do.
trolling you.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and the worry is that Bradley's entering his kind of like genteel phase of life.
Yeah.
He's very chill now. He's very easygoing.
He's not a fighter. He's a lover.
Can't really pick fights and win.
Yeah.
And this new cat's arrived on the scene. 'Cause I've seen it a couple of times before it crept into
Yeah.
our house. And it's got a cockiness to it.
Yeah.
How
I've-
old is this cat?
Well, it's hard to say. I think it's a young buck. I've made eye contact with this cat and it didn't look afraid.
Oh God.
It's got meter-long legs.
And
as
normally
well.
animals fear me.
Yeah. Normally all the animals fear me.
I
yeah,
fear you.
the really long, gangly arms and legs are very disconcerting.
It's got 19 joints.
Yeah, what's weird
Yeah, I
is he doesn't
wouldn't.
walk.
I don't know the fact that he looks enough like Bradley, but then he has all those long legs and everything. That's
It's
probably
like,
quite
um,
alarming.
Yeah, it's like a sort of nightmare creature.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the best nightmare creatures are things that look like something or someone familiar
Yeah.
to you, and then you
Yeah.
realize it's like, oh, it's Mother, but she has another arm in the wrong place. You know, it's like it's like
Yeah.
internet horror stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Bradley, but he's longer somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't so much for long legs that was unsettling as when it unfolded them. It didn't so much as walk as just kind of like bounce away, like it just kind of like floated.
Boing.
Like an octopus under the
Yeah.
sea.
Oh no!
Well, that's horrifying to
Gravity
look at.
doesn't apply. Yeah.
Oh,
well, that's
good.
nice.
Well, that sounds horrifying.
Also,
John.
maybe he'll come in again tonight.
He better
What if he
not.
comes
The
in
mysterious
tonight?
cat.
He better not.
I will welcome him.
We'll capture the horror
podcast,
on.
We'll start screaming.
Hello and welcome to Ghost Cat Adventures.
Welcome to That's Not My Cat.
It's kind of unsettling when you say it like that.
That's not my cat.
That's not my cat.
That's not my cat.
Who's got hate?
Yeah.
Come on, get this over with.
So,
So-
it's the third in the trilogy. It's my
brilliant.
Return of the Jedi, and after this, I'll go back and explore my ancestors' community WhatsApp groups and why they then became war criminals as a result.
Yes.
So
Wars
it's
reference.
the continuation of community WhatsApp
Oh,
groups.
I figure this could go one of two ways. It's nukes or it's baby.
Yeah. Oh, I
It's-
see.
It's actually neither.
Oh.
No newts, no babes.
It's the same people, it's the same characters, but in a great new story.
Oh, they're back.
Oh,
Right.
It's like a Shakespeare.
This is actually a
play.
two-parter,
In
so
a hot,
it's
hot
both.
new flavour.
This is both
For
Return
kids.
of the Jedi and the Deathly Hallows in that I've split it into two parts.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
First one. So, one
Okay.
of the people in my existing community WhatsApp group got robbed.
What?
Someone got robbed.
Was it the foxes?
By a nuke?
Well, that's what Liz said. Liz said, was it the Foxes that robbed him? No, someone had their bike stolen
Oh my
Holy
god.
from
shit.
their shed.
I'm amazed they didn't just have like the brake lines cut because they cut like goal nets, don't they?
Right, yeah, they cut one piece of gold net every evening.
Yes,
as we
exactly.
well know.
So cut one brake
and this is
line
what they've
each
been
night.
planning all along.
Yeah.
Just to make you aware that last night somebody got into our garden shed. Right, you're gonna ask me how they got into the garden shed. I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, fine.
And stole my mountain bike and a circular saw. Annoyingly, I think I left the key in the lock. I wonder how
Drugstore Ryan.
they got in your shed.
Is
then.
that technically a break-in?
No, it's someone's left their key. They're opportunists.
Right.
They're
Is it
not
bad that
breaking
my
and
brain
entering.
went? The first thing my brain thought was, he's got a circular saw and a bike. He's going to replace one of the wheels with the saw and create some sort of like pedal-powered death machine just to drive around, cut up newts, cut up foxes.
Yeah,
It could be that.
it probably is the foxes.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, I think I left the key in the padlock,
Fucking hell.
which was a mistake. But the fact they were so quick to notice when they had to enter the garden, probably means they're doing the rounds fairly often.
On their
Does
bike.
it? Does it?
And now they can travel twice as quick.
Yeah.
Because they've got a bike.
And
then-
they can cut through other locks with a circular saw.
and
We're
then
doomed!
You start getting all these replies from fucking who's who of nosy neighbours. Wow, that's concerning.
It is.
I've just logged a police report online. Person's not even the person who's been robbed.
I just...
So sorry that words can't say how I feel. This is a
Well,
reply.
try.
These people really take the shine off of life. Guys found a key in a shed, taking a bike.
Yeah.
Shine off
The
life.
shine of life is gone.
And then people start giving him
Advice.
No, not so much advice as like Stolen Bikes UK website where he can register his bike as stolen.
Sure.
Yeah, but that does a lot.
Check out eBay and Gumtree and Facebook Marketplace.
My bike. Okay, so if you just please fill in some details about your bike, we'll try and help you find it again. What kind of bike is it? It's blue.
Mountain.
Yeah. Or BMX.
What brand is it? Don't know. How many wheels?
It's one of those two wheel ones.
Does it have gears? Yeah.
Our windows were open.
Our windows were open.
Our windows were
Our
open.
key was in the lock.
We didn't hear anything. Some people are just awful.
My God, a criminal mastermind.
Yeah.
I don't know quite how they...
Unstoppable
They're saying
genius.
that's scary. Some people. It's like, for fuck's sake, come
I
on.
didn't know Moriarty was in operation. I mean, he's worried about the theft of his bike and his circular saw. I'd be more worried about the Hanna-Barbera-esque kind of hole that's been cut in his wall.
Yeah, in the floor. Maybe they didn't get into his garden at all. They dug a tunnel.
Yeah.
And then people start going on about times when they've been robbed.
Oh, great.
And you're just like, oh god! And it turns out it was when the family was well known to the police. We managed to find out who stole ours, but it was members of a well known to the police family. And the police said they wouldn't touch them or go there just for the few things they stole. Okay, whatever.
I can believe that from the
And
police.
then they started talking about dummy security cameras to buy off Amazon.
But that's not going to work because, like, this is the middle of the night,
Yeah.
and a bunch of kids probably wandered into a garden
On
on the random whim that they might be able to grab someone or probably was fucking about.
Yeah.
They noticed the key was still in the lock.
Yeah.
Went in. Were like, what can we grab? Circular saw and bike. Brilliant.
Was he, in addition to the key being in the lock, was he like lying asleep on his belly, making like a...
Yeah.
And they like tiptoed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've had that this week, and obviously I've shut off the notifications of that group, but it still pops up.
Hard to imagine. I don't know why you shut down that.
So I
avenue
went
of
out
pleasure.
there, not for any reason. I was walking the dog out the back.
You weren't stealing a bike.
I was riding my new bike out there.
Shiny new circular saw laden bike.
And I was using my new saw to like give it a real good boost, you know.
Oh, you know. You got it.
No, I was walking the dog out there, and there were people out there.
I was walking my saw.
I was walking my new saw. Yeah.
We just
Talking about
walk
new
up
saw.
to the fence in the morning. He's there with like crime scene tape. He just go vroom, vroom,
Well-
vroom. All right, neighbour, what's
You're talking about crime scene tape. You're not that far off what I found him doing.
Oh my god.
So
No.
I went out there.
Dusting for fingerprints.
Kinda. I went out there the same day these all came through in the evening just to walk the dog. I was walking around and there were quite a few people like gathered at the far end, and I was like, "Hello,
all right?
how's it going?" Because I've seen them before. I'm like, "Hello, how are you? All right?" And they were like, "Yeah, yeah. I've had my bike stolen and my saw." I was like, "Oh yeah, I heard about that. Sorry that happened to you." And all this. He goes, "Yeah, I'm just out here because I've seen some bike tracks from our gate, and I'm just trying to find where they go." And he's searching through like the shrubs and the hedges, and goes, "Yeah, can't see past this point." No shit, you can't see because it's got to the end of the fucking field.
And you're not Craven the Hunter, like.
Oh, he's tearing through the undergrowth. He's like, bike tracks, fucking nukes.
Yeah, all these fucking
Get out of
Millions
here.
of newts blocking the track.
These newts are
Starts like stamping on the
Newt
nuke.
corpses everywhere.
they're impurifying the crime scene.
I like the idea that there was this whole gaggle of people in the corner.
There was maybe 4 or 5 people all looking for bike
And
tracks.
then you come up.
Not like a mark of bike tracks in the grass.
But it's
On
the
the
fact
grass!
that it's the fact that you come up late and they all just like turn to look at you like.
Well, they kind of didn't speak to me at first, probably because they've listened to this podcast. But
Oh yeah,
we
definitely have listeners.
But then I was sort of
You're definitely suspect number one. I'm just saying.
I was sort of like, "Oh yeah, sorry that happened to you."
Whatever. Lol.
And then I just like rang my new bike bell.
Ding ding. Goodbye.
Bye.
You leave like a trail of sawdust.
Yeah,
behind.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just emptied my pockets of sawdust.
The thing is, when,
Unrelated
So I walked
story.
around with them for a bit because they've got a dog. So I walked around with them for a bit. I was talking about this, that, and the other. And then he, before he went in, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put on the WhatsApp group that I'm thinking of. What's it? It's like anti-criminal paint. What did he call it?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
It's like
Anti-burglar paint. That's what he
Yeah.
called it on the outside gate. And he said, "I'm gonna put that in the WhatsApp."
I mean,
group."
let's be honest, mate. They've already got what
They've already got what they've already got something.
And also, only
whatever's
a
worth
really,
having in your shed, they've got it.
Yeah, a really stupid robber returns to the crime scene.
Yeah,
Like-
they had to come back to cut the rest of the goal up. The following night, they still had that to do.
Is
still like that.
is the idea that like as I understand, like anti-burglary paint is meant to be like really difficult to
It's
get
permanently wet paint that you can't get off your clothes.
off, so you'll look like really guilty.
but by the
when you-
time,
But they'd have to find you still.
but yeah, there's-
and you'll be
I-
going twice as quick.
I don't
on
think
that
they'd
new
find
bike,
them. I
yeah.
think he wanted it as a deterrent. But then
Thing is, if they get
I
paint
think
on their
I guess
hands,
it would work. I guess
If they get the paint on their hands, just use circular saw, cut their hands off. Problem
Yeah.
solved.
the
Problems.
problem with that is the whole reason this group was set up in the first place, as you may remember, was
Remind me.
was because we wanted to get the grass cut. So
Yes.
the people who
To kill
come in
the
to cut
newts.
the grass need to be. And then there was a whole debate around. Oh, we would need to tell the people who mow the grass because otherwise they're going to get anti-burglar paint on them, and that will be no good for the. It's all this.
This is how
bullshit
it
about
begins.
all
It's,
of this.
it's becoming a problem now. You're sucked in. You're too deep.
You can't put anti-burglar paint everywhere.
So I'll tell you I'll tell you how this exchange ended.
Okay.
And it was the last message on this was from my newt friend. So it wasn't the newt guy who was robbed, but he had the last word. He did a thumbs up emoji. Very happy. Sharpen the spikes as well, if you like.
What?
That was how that conversation ended.
What the hell?
What's he talking about?
I guess
He's talking about he wants the burglars to be,
he wants to see
Impaled.
impaled.
he wants to see someone bleed out.
He wants to see someone bleed out anti-burglar paint plus blood.
All right, Greg. No need to rib
So
it
that's that. That's what's going on in that group this week, and it's
Newt
absolute. It's doing my head in.
I'm
I haven't
pretty
left
sure-
that group yet.
Legally, you're probably allowed to set up any manner of like castle-like siege defenses on your back garden.
Oh, the back garden's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Because like front garden, public area.
You get a fucking trebuchet in there.
Get
You
a
do-
fucking
yeah.
trebuchet in there, mate.
They should never need. What did it say? So the thing about the paint was, if nobody is opposed to this as a deterrent, I was thinking of painting anti-burglar paint just on the tips/spiky parts of the field gates, both entrances.
Wait,
For those who don't know, it's black paint which doesn't dry, so anyone climbing it will instantly think again.
don't those fences kind of like belong to the world,
Yeah.
right? So
I
that would
mean,
be
I
kind
don't.
of-
I couldn't give
bad.
a shit. I never go on anywhere near those gates. If he wants to paint burglar paint on them, fine. There should never be any need to touch this part of the gate unless you need to jump them or throw something over. I don't know what you.
This is where
a
I
bike probably.
This
Sack of loot.
is
It's a cheap and easy deterrent, albeit it won't stop the hardcore villains,
yeah, so,
but
well,
should make them think twice.
well, I'm sure the empire of crime will somehow find a way to steal
I mean,
that
there's
bike.
surely there's a number of easy ways around that.
Yeah.
There's a desperate sort of Daily Mail like need for vengeance here, isn't there?
It's a very peculiar thing, that group, considering what it was set up for.
But this,
Yeah.
but this is the problem. This is the original problem with the entire conceit. You've been sucked into this weird conglomerate now.
I don't obviously post on the group. I just come here and read it and
No.
be passive aggressive about it.
But it's like, oh, let's turn this communal space into something we can all enjoy. Well, unless someone's going to step up and be king of the field, now you're all equally responsible for this bullshit.
I wonder
And-
who's going to take the night patrol shift.
Yes,
at the field.
that will be the next thing.
Yes, it will.
Someone
a,
will do it.
a volunteer. Some kind
I
of
need someone to watch the field from 2 till 6.
Yes, a vigilante troop, if you
Yeah.
will.
You're going to need, watch shifts and maybe some sort of like campfire scenario.
And
It's
of course,
such a crock of shit.
criminals can be dangerous, so you may want to arm yourself. So that new circular saw you got,
That
be
would,
sure
that would
to
have been really helpful.
That's really going to
Yeah.
put. I've got like a hockey mask. I can just put
you
that
turn
on
up on
and
your
use my sword.
Vroom, it's all right,
Yeah.
guys. I've got us covered.
I like the idea of like all of the neighborhood, all of them out there with circular saws,
yeah.
except for one guy.
Except one guy who doesn't have one anymore. One of them. We'll work out who it is because it's the person who's got 2 circular saws.
Yeah, strapped to both arms.
When I was young, when I was but a lad,
When I was young,
I would read a load of I was going to say teen detective kind of things, but they weren't teen. Like, Secret 7, Famous
Sure.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a whole bunch of books which were always like about primary school age kids all solving crimes. And it was never like...
It's so often bike thefts, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah,
It was never
yeah.
like the mystery of the serial, kind of violent abuser. It was always like, no,
the
who
mass slaughter on the
who
beach.
stole Mr. Higgins' bike?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ding-a-ling.
And it's like, you turn the page, it goes, see if you can find any. When you see the magnifying glass symbol, look for a clue. And there'd be like a little
Oh.
doodle, and it'd be like, can you see any clues in this picture? And you go, oh, and you go, I'll skip to the end for the answer, and you go like, oh yeah, there was a bike tread. I don't think any crime in the history of the world has been solved by looking in the dirt and going, oh,
Yeah.
Bike tread.
Oh, a clue.
bike tread. There was a bike here.
Yeah, that's
there was
the
a bike here.
I like the idea that there's
Just
the
as well,
doodle.
bikes aren't very common, isn't it?
It's this little black and white doodle, and it's like, see if you can spot a clue, and then there's like a bike track, and then just to the left of it, there's just a man with like a mask over his eyes, like,
Well, I'm
can't be
stunned.
him. With a bike.
There's a bike. There's a bike track, a very neatly cut piece of wood, a newt, and a fox.
I'm thinking about it now. I actually think at least 2 or possibly 3 books that I read as a kid hinged around the idea that there was a footprint or a bike tread.
Yes.
Like that's the be all and end all of clues.
There's
as a
also
kid.
absolutely no way you can spot bike tracks in that field. It's a dry week. The field is pretty short in terms of the grass length. Oh.
You go, I found a bike tread. So what does that mean? I guess it means that someone stole my bike. Yeah, well,
I understand that having your bike stolen is no joke.
No, it's not
and
great.
your circular saw, for that matter.
No,
But,
personal security is probably.
it's exhausting, that group. It is exhausting to be a part of, and I don't comment or do anything on it.
No, it absolutely.
Apart from the
sucks.
fact it gives me content for this.
There's no question it sucks.
I'd be very annoyed if my bike got stolen.
Oh sure,
But
well, I
also-
sold my bike, so it'd be weird if someone stole it.
That would be quite. What if it turned up again?
Yeah,
Someone
What if
stole
they
it
gave
back.
your bike back?
Yeah.
they wouldn't get their money back.
No.
I've spent that.
I don't know how
they
I
could,
feel.
they could bring it back.
The thing is, like, quite often the feeling of being robbed is less necessarily the objects that you've lost and more the invasion.
The
that's been
intrusion
on-
of my
Yes.
space.
So would that work if they gave you something?
What,
so-
they'd been in my space, but to put something in it.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you know they've got in, but they also
Yeah.
left you a
So
shiny
they've left
new
me.
bike.
They've left me something nice.
Yeah,
What if they
they-
broke
yeah.
into your shed and like tidied it up a bit?
Yeah.
And then left.
That's fine. I don't have a lock on my shed. Shh.
And yet they,
Foxes are
they
gonna
didn't see fit to break into it.
They can if they want.
It's a sliding
I don't
scale.
mind. I don't mind
But
if
he
someone
had
breaks
a
into my
padlock
shed.
hanging off the lock.
Don't
with
take
the key in it.
don't take the lawnmower. You can have the rest.
Yeah.
Like his was basically a bat signal that said "break into my garden." Yours, without anything on it at all, was basically that I was probably locked that because he's not an idiot.
Yeah. They probably think, oh, there's like an alarm in there because no one's just going to leave a latch on.
No,
No fool is just going to do that.
no fool.
But there's nothing worth having in my shed.
Well, particularly now that you've got a circular saw suspended from a rope, like through the door.
powered by a
And I
bike.
think that there are some nice like garden chairs, but they struggle to get them out. They're quite heavy.
Yeah.
So they don't.
Well, they can use the circular store.
They can use
They
just
can
chop
cut
them
them down.
up,
Yeah.
sell them for parts.
Honestly, if I woke him in the
Chair parts.
Yeah. Chair parts. Get your chair parts.
Get your chair parts.
Chair parts coming.
Sell by the kilogram. Chair
Yeah,
parts.
There's a big market for it. There's a
Yeah,
big black
big
market for chair parts.
for chair parts.
if
yeah.
I woke
Springs, coils.
Get your backrests.
Yeah.
If I woke up in the middle of the night, heard a commotion in the garden, leaned out the window and saw like a couple of guys going through my shed, I'd be like, "You're right, lads.
Hey.
yeah.
I'd
Do you
help-
want
I'd
a
help
hand?
I'd help them. Take it.
No,
Yeah.
lift with your knees.
Yeah.
Lift with your knees.
Yeah, no, that'll do you back in. Oh, are you going to take it? Won't fit out that way.
Oh, you're not gonna get over the fence. Oh, wait a minute. I'll open the gate for you.
Oh, no, you are. Oh, okay.
We do have a good security system in that we have a dog that barks whenever anyone comes anywhere near our house.
Sure. Yeah. If
When
anyone
she
looks
sees,
at your house,
sees
yeah.
anybody who makes an unusual noise,
Imagine
the
you
dog
had a
will
horse.
bark.
Imagine if you just had a horse.
And
in
it
your
barks.
garden.
Security, yeah. My God.
And it's like 2 teenagers sneak into your garden. There's just a fucking horse there.
What if they nick my barking horse?
My legendary barking horse. There's
Yeah.
only one.
No, they're already the police. No, they're already distinguishing features about this horse that we might be able to use to identify it, and the burglars themselves. Yeah, the horse barks.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. 4 legs.
4 legs, a big
majestic
mane.
mane. Lots of sugar.
Barks like a poodle.
It does bark like a dog.
Is that useful?
Does that any help?
Yeah.
It's also red.
Again.
Bright red.
It's shaved and sunburned.
The colour of blood.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from that, it's a very ordinary
Apart from
horse.
that's just your run-of-the-mill horse. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's CGI as well. But other than that, yeah, nothing.
Nothing. This is a 2-parter.
Of course, yeah.
Oh.
So
Wow.
the other thing that
We're not
happened to
done.
me this week, this all happened in the last week. So the neighborhood watch turned up at my house. Fucking neighborhood watch.
Knocks on your door.
Yeah. So someone turns up at my house. A guy turns up.
You've
probably.
got such a keen little neighbourhood. haven't you?
Probably
I've not had anything like this in my entire time.
It's a nightmare. So he turns up at the door. He goes, "Hi, my name's Bill or whatever from number 33."
Right.
Let's say. This is after we've had the baby, so I was sort of like, just get him away from the house. Just give him what he wants and he can leave because
Give him
I
what he
cannot be arsed with this.
No.
Hi, we set up a neighborhood watch.
Oh, who cares?
Do you want to be part of it? And I was like, fine, if you want to, I can be part of the neighborhood watch. So I gave in.
What do you have to do?
Don't know, just be vigilant.
Just watch, I guess.
Just watch.
Yeah,
So
as long as you're watching.
I was like, fine. Yeah, my name.
Yeah, don't give that
And
away.
I gave him my phone number, and as soon as I did it, I thought probably shouldn't have done that.
I have made a huge mistake.
So off he went, and I didn't think about it. And then the next day, it goes, "You have been added
Oh no.
to
the neighborhood watch.
the
group.
neighborhood watch community WhatsApp."
Oh god,
Why-
shit!
This
Why
is
is it always-
awful for you, but a gift for the podcast.
Why is
Shit.
it always a pissing WhatsApp group? There's got to be more to life.
To be honest, it didn't enter my head at all, and it should have. That I would
It
be put into a
really should
WhatsApp.
have,
It
Chris.
really should have.
Chris.
That I'd be put into a
Chris
WhatsApp
Ray.
group. It really should have. So I went in the WhatsApp group, and then someone started posting about a robbery that happened somewhere in Cheltenham, and I'm like, who gives a shit? It might as well have happened in fucking
I'd love
Venezuela.
It if they posted a Spanish robbery.
Who
Like,
cares?
Watch out!
And I just thought, I'm not doing this again. I'm
No.
not falling for this again. So I left immediately.
Yeah.
I just left the WhatsApp group. 3 days ago,
Here we go.
a woman turns up at my house.
no.
Hi, my name's Glenda from number 41. I noticed you left the WhatsApp group.
Oh my
Why
god.
have you turned up at my house?
She's
Why
watching.
have you turned up at my house?
She's
know-
always watching.
To tell me.
I noticed you left the group. Do you not care about neighborhood security?
That was her tone, and she
Did you not like my gifts?
Well, no,
And my memes?
I didn't like any of it. So I said, yeah, and I just went to her. To be honest, I'm in one too many WhatsApp groups. That's what I said to her. I was polite about
Not
it.
naming any names.
But she was very like, oh, I see. And Daisy was barking, as I mentioned. She tends to bark at the moment if people have come to the door.
Yeah.
And just be excited. She's not being aggressive. She goes,
Sure, yeah.
oh, nice dog you got there. And I was just like,
is
you've said
happening?
that in a weird way. I didn't say this. I was like, you've said that in a very strange way, which I
What
don't
the
really
hell?
understand.
That's creepy.
And then she went, oh, well, do you want to buy a sticker? Buy a sticker!
You have to buy them.
Buy a neighbourhood watch sticker.
Oh, my parents had neighborhood watch stickers.
Buy
I always
one.
assumed that it just got it.
I assumed it was a government initiative
Right.
where
It's only £15.
I didn't ask her the price. I said no. I haven't got money for stickers.
No, you need them for chair parts.
I need them. I need them to power my new circular saw.
You
And my bike.
She looks
My
past
bike's got a puncture.
She looks past you in the kitchen. No furniture, but like a circular saw just like doing
Yeah.
circles on the floor.
Baby's on top of it.
Yeah, just chair parts everywhere.
I was like, no, I don't want to buy a sticker. Oh well, how will you get updates? I was like,
You're not going to get updates from a sticker,
I
mate.
was like,
You've lasted this long.
I was like, I don't really need them. She goes, I went, you can have my email address if you really want it. And she was like, oh yes, all right, I'll take the email. So she's got my email address now. Look
is-
forward to receiving those. Junk.
What is this?
Junk.
What is this kind of lace curtain mafia?
I
What is
know.
this?
Oh,
It
that's
was
such
so
a good
weird that
term.
she turned up at my house and told me that I'd left the WhatsApp group. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, how did that
Yeah, I
happen?
did. There's a reason. I don't want you coming to my house.
That's like
if I
when
leave
you-
a WhatsApp group, I don't want you to come to my house.
It's like when you block someone online and then they find another method of communication
Yeah.
to come at you and
Yeah.
ask why.
I noticed
blocked
you
them.
blocked me.
It's like
Yeah.
it is literally the thing you don't do. You know, we have laws, GDPR laws around being able to unsubscribe emails and it being illegal for those emails that you've unsubscribed to then try and contact you to win
Yeah.
you back. Like there's a I think a fundamental moral and like, you know, politeness aspect to this where if someone leaves a group, sorry,
Leave them alone.
you fucked it. They're gone.
Yeah.
That's
Leave
it.
me alone.
Also,
I
it's a what-
said, look, I'm in one too many WhatsApp groups. I don't need to be in that WhatsApp group.
yeah.
And she was like, oh.
Oh, that's
Oh.
really weird.
But that is.
I'm in 2 billion WhatsApp groups and I love it.
Yeah,
But
I love
also, if you
all of
think
them
about it,
equally, like my
equally.
children.
But it's Nick's right to bring up GDPR because it's a WhatsApp group. It's not a bloody like local tribunal.
Yeah.
And also, you left a WhatsApp group. She's not friends with you on
No.
WhatsApp.
Never
so
met
she,
her before.
She would have
Never
just
seen
seen
her.
your number, and it goes, "Oh, so and so number has left the group."
Yeah.
She knew your number and where you lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have cross-referenced that number with their probably notebook.
She had
or
a
whatever.
clipboard with her.
There you go.
She had a clipboard.
Do you
with
think
her.
she was going around to everyone who'd left the WhatsApp group? Like 50 people
Well, she
had
went.
left.
She's been round to people's houses since, and she
Glenda.
didn't come to our house. And I think she got the message.
Yeah,
this time.
Daisy gave it a message.
She comes round again. Oh,
It's a nice dog you got there.
it was weird when she said that. It was like, oh, nice dog you got there. I was like,
How does she take?
yeah. I mean, I think she'd kick your ass, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you tried to do anything to the dog.
And then you looked at Glenda, and on her belt was a circular saw.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Everyone's
But,
got a circular saw.
but you're right
Yeah.
to leave it because imagine like the nuke conversation, but like I want everyone to be aware, saw a strange man in a black baseball cap, kind of
Walking a
This
black
baseball
Labrador.
cap. John's commenting on the hat I'm wearing, which arrived out via Amazon very promptly, actually, today.
Oh.
I'm absolutely delighted with it.
Well,
And I will accept no further feedback.
it's a fine hat. No,
Yeah.
my point is that that's the way those groups always go. Someone will go like, sinister man, surly looking type, I think he's up to no good, wearing a black baseball cap.
Yeah.
Seems to be eyeing up the properties, and he'll be like, Deborah, I've lived here for 5 years.
Well, I have
you
been,
know.
I have been
tell you.
eyeing up my property because there was a wasp nest
Oh.
up there. So recently, I have been standing outside my house with my arms folded, looking at it.
Yeah, like your case in the
So I
joint.
probably do look a bit off.
Were you wearing a black cap then?
Probably.
Shit.
I think I was wearing a football hat.
When I came to view this property, the property I now live in,
Oh,
We're
yes,
sat in
this
right
is
now.
the one we are in.
I viewed 2 properties that day. I was quite hungover. I think you might have been responsible for
No,
that.
I knew he was going to say that.
I was quite hungover.
Slander.
And as I was standing outside this property, staring at what, as it happens, would become my future home,
Yes.
in a hoodie, feeling like death,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
a
They
lady
probably thought you
stopped
were
in
like
her
some
car.
kind of addict.
A lady drove by in a car and stopped and said, "Excuse me, who are you and what are you doing here?"
Really?
Jesus.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm here for a house view." She's like, "Oh, it's all right. Yeah, no, cool. No, we've just had a few robberies lately."
Lovely.
What an absolutely insane thing to do, think, and be.
Yeah.
Also, I wouldn't have been a very good criminal to be standing outside a property at, I think, 11
Broad
a.m.
daylight.
Noon.
Yeah.
I wish to do a noon crime.
the witching hour.
When the crimes usually peak.
When the sun is highest in the sky is when I shall commit my crime.
They'll be eating lunch. They won't even notice if I do go in. They'll be eating lunch. Yeah, so that's been my community WhatsApp
Hey,
experience.
hey, Chris. Join more WhatsApp groups.
No.
No.
No. I'm in too many ones for a social reason.
Oh
Let
yeah.
alone-
So
let alone
I'm in like 48.
too many. There's too many.
Everyone
I've
makes
muted
new groups
notifications.
all the time as well. Like I have one friend. I won't name him, but he
It's John, isn't it?
it's not John.
No.
He loves a a WhatsApp group.
Oh, yeah.
And just makes it's always got the same people in it, and it's just like it's us again.
Yeah.
So it's like, but no, this is about this particular subject. I'm like, no, we could just talk about that in the other
In the
one.
other
though.
group, yeah.
And so now we have multiple groups with the same people in them.
I have one offshoot group of my football group. So we have a Jill's lads group, and now we have a Jill's dads group, which does get confusing sometimes, but it is relevant and pertinent.
Yeah, like I had a group for the people I used to work at Woolworths with called Woolies Crew,
Nice.
and there's a Woolies Crew parents group,
Oh,
which is
God.
everyone except me,
It's-
because I'm
yeah.
the only one of the Woolies Crew now that doesn't have kids.
Let's talk about kids in this group.
So I said I didn't know this group existed, obviously, because I'm not in it. And then my brother mentioned it the other day because he's in it because he used to work.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, cool. So who's in that?" And he listed it off. I was like,
Everyone.
That's everyone except me." He's like, "Yeah, but you wouldn't want to be in it because you talk about parent shit." I'm like, "But you don't talk in the other group at all, so I
Yeah.
just don't hear from any of you. You share baby pictures in there, which I might be interested in
Yeah.
seeing." Thanks, guys.
He's like, Nick, someone shared like a really funny Minions meme the other day. You know, in the Woolies group. Oh no, sorry, no,
No,
the
not-
one you're not in. Oh, don't worry
not
about
your
it.
one.
No,
You wouldn't
it
wanna
wasn't.
see
It
that.
wasn't that funny. Don't worry.
I'm
about
amazed they
it,
haven't
yeah.
renamed that just like Nick's Jail or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
The No Nicks Club.
The No
No
Nicks
Nicks
Club.
Club,
We're
exactly.
allowed to have one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
There you go.
Bullshit.
I've got a hate.
Oh!
Break the mold.
Say what?
Say what? I hate my diminishing work ethic.
Oh no.
Oh, what?
As in, it's taken nearly 40 years. But
Oh, no.
And you guys have been part of this as well. You've been ones going like, "Oh, lighten up, John." You know,
I've never told you
go buy a toy. Do you remember
we
that?
did-
Like,
oh, we-
episode
actually, to
like
be
6
fair,
You
I-
still
or
got that toy.
I think
Yeah,
I've
it's
said that
upstairs,
nearly
yeah.
daily to you.
Yeah, everyone's going like, lighten up, have some fun. Like, you don't need to work so hard. Chill,
don't
put
check
down the
your
gun,
emails.
come
Why
back
don't
from
you-
the ledge. All
I
this
think
kind of
you're
stuff.
doing I think you're doing it the wrong way around though. Now's the time to switch on.
Why? Why? What's happening?
Dunno, yeah.
Am I dying?
Getting old.
We didn't want to tell you. These are your best years, John.
Getting old.
It doesn't get any better than this.
You want to pull yourself together, John.
But I've been like,
Get to work.
now, like, I think the secret to my very moderate success has been never really switching off. Like,
Yes.
I vibrate with an intensity which is remarkable. And
I think I speak for all of us when I say, John, go to sleep.
Yeah.
But
John, you're not even sitting on the chair.
all
Just,
this,
like, perched on the edge.
It doesn't need the whole whole thing.
You'll only need the edge.
He'll only need the edge.
You can pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
My point is, all this changed 2-3 weeks ago
Oh, yeah.
when I turned 37.
Yeah.
Magical moment. Because my darling,
This is a callback to a love, I believe.
well, my darling wife, Lucy,
Heretofore known as Lucy.
friend of the show, got me a video game for
Yeah.
my birthday.
Oh, yes.
And I feel there's like a
Video geek.
Inverse proportional relationship.
I feel there's a graph and there's two lines going in different
Productivity.
directions, and and admittedly there's been a heat wave. Like this week has been hard work wise.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, honestly.
This week because
You can dress this up any way you like.
You
John.
really can. It won't work.
We all know you're a slacker.
Just tell the truth.
I've been, oh my God. You see, there used to be a point where I get to like an evening and I finish like a day's work and I sit on the sofa and I'd give myself, maybe an 18-minute break and I'd eat tea. And then I'd go, well, it's evening now. So I'm sitting on the sofa. So I'm ostensibly relaxing. But what I'm really doing is I'm going to get my notebook out and I'm going to keep kind of jotting ideas down.
Of course.
This is how I'd function. And then I wouldn't so much as sleep, but just kind of lie in a like lateral position.
You just lie perfectly still.
Just scream silently the whole night.
Yeah.
Well, good night, dear. I don't sleep. I fret. For like 8 hours.
That's your rest state.
But all that has changed with the wonderful arrival of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom in my life.
Oh yes.
Which has been perfect, perfect, most wonderful time sync. And now every time I'm working,
Yeah.
I think to
You
myself,
think about Zelda?
man,
I wish I was in Hyrule.
this magical place where
With
nothing can
discoveries
hurt
around
me.
every corner.
Yeah.
And a feeling of achievement I can't get from real life.
Because I've been working on two things this week. I've been working for a client, which pays, good money.
Sure.
And I've been working for myself on a project which is like exciting and enlightening.
Oh, who cares?
And could
play the video
This is
game,
my point.
John. Who
I like-
cares?
There's a third Clyde in there.
No, my point is an incredible.
The Princess of Hyrule. Zelda herself. She demands your time, John.
It's like, oh man, finished the boring day job. Now it's time to switch into the second job this week, which will be, man, John, who could have believed you'd have such an incredible opportunity to work on a project like this? Man, time to devote that energy. The ideas. Oh, the ideas. They ain't coming today. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll take a quick break.
Kokiri Forest ain't going to explore itself.
I'll take a quick 6-hour break.
A quick little segue into the depths.
And literally, I'm half joking, half serious. I worry that now I've discovered how to relax. I don't want
I
to
may never
work
work again.
like, it turns out, it's fucking miserable. Like working, like coming up with
yeah.
ideas is terrible.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, it's awful.
I'm supremely glad that because Zelda did this for me, maybe not quite as weaponized as it has for you, but like I was unable to enjoy the games I was playing because they weren't quite satisfying me in the right way. They weren't quite scratching that itch. And then Tears of the Kingdom came along and it gave me literally everything I've ever wanted from a video game, ever. And that's not like an over the top thing to say. And I realized, this is what it's like. This is what it's like to truly relax.
Yeah.
It didn't maybe go as far as it has for you, but I am extremely happy that it is as good for you as it is for me. I am very happy about that.
Thank you, because thank you for sharing this terrible burden. Because I'm going through this process of was it like Maslow's hierarchy of needs? I've been very lucky in life. I've got a roof over my head. We've got food.
Well, you've not been lucky, John. You've worked hard.
Well,
And if your work ethic then was as it is now, you would not have this
I'd
house.
have fucking nothing. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But my point is, like, I'm at this point where I kind of worked out what I want from life, and I'm like, okay, stars aligned. I've been very, very, very lucky and privileged, and now I'm gonna try and focus on perfecting my art and my craft and making myself great. And I would give 2 legs to have anybody else do it. I'm like, fuck this noise. I do not want this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, Christ
John,
alive.
have you ever heard the term midlife crisis?
No, it's fine.
My worry is it won't last forever.
What? Which one? The talent or the gaming?
Definitely not the talent. But Zelda, like, it's just one game. Like,
Where does it end?
I've already sunk 95 hours into it.
Oh, wow.
Right. And I am
On
at...
one video game?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's
say
probably another 30 I could put into it.
I say that.
Safely.
You could have nearly got all the Chaos Emeralds in that time.
I mean,
I never got all the Chaos Emeralds.
No,
I
it's
think I gave
impossible.
up.
No one ever has.
No one ever has.
I started going outdoors.
scientific fact. But like, I am very aware, because I've had it a bit longer than you, of the fact that at some point I will defeat the Dark Lord. And that will be it again, and I will have to wait another 7 years for the next Zelda game.
Yes.
Because I
Is that how
literally
often
live...
Zelda games come out?
Yeah, my whole life has been, since a child, has been living from Zelda game to Zelda game.
Right.
It's the only series of games that I'm always satisfied by.
I do that with World Cups.
There you go.
There
we
we
all
go.
have it.
There
we
we
all
go.
have the milestonic moments in our lives.
Yeah.
That's not a word. But this will end.
Yeah.
What do we do then? We
What
go
do you
back to
mean?
our miserable life.
The Zelda games might not end permanently, though.
No. We'll have another
another
one.
7-year cycle. to
That
run
that
through.
7 years between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it was tough.
Yeah. He didn't breathe or shit.
Have they announced? have they-
And then the day it came out, I did the biggest shit of my life.
Yeah,
and it
it's
was straight from Princess Zelda.
literally shitting bricks.
I was like, you're so beautiful. Flush.
It's like
Have they named the next Zelda game yet? It's like
They have not. No.
Zelda and
It's
Panic at the Disco.
likely to be a trilogy, I imagine.
I mean, at this point, they're making money hand over fist.
Yeah,
like,
they'd be
There are more
stupid.
than 2 Zelda games.
Yeah, but
Oh.
this is a
Surely.
direct sequel to the one before it, which they
Oh.
don't typically do.
I've switched off.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yes, I'm looking deep inside, and it's very hard to care. Yeah, I appreciate like this is 2 episodes in a row where I've just been like hardcore shilling
Zelda!
for this game, but like
I didn't listen to the last one.
it's a
It was about Zelda a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, not going to listen to that.
It was a hard listen.
Yeah, but my
Wank as well.
it's very difficult.
my point is,
One of them.
it's like it's just something about it where there's just enough story, but not too much story,
Yeah.
and there's just enough challenge, but not too much challenge. It's like the perfect sweet spot.
Like Lego Star
It really
Wars.
is. There's way more
maybe.
challenging games out there. There's
Yeah.
way harder games out there.
Because I would play
It's an
Dark Souls.
enjoyable time.
And I'd think, I'm going to relax, I'm going to play Dark Souls. And then, like, 2 hours later, I'm more stressed going out than I was
You're
going
crying
in.
blood.
Yeah.
The only video game I can maybe identify with you with is Football Manager.
Do you sink a lot of time into that?
Oh, hours. Hundreds.
Are you
of
still playing,
hours.
like, the 1998 edition or something like
No,
that?
the last version I played was like 2017, something like that.
Okay.
So during lockdown, I spent a lot of time playing that. Like,
Really?
hours and hours a day. That's a hell of a way to kill time, Football
Yeah.
Manager. It's suddenly 8 hours later, and you're like, Jesus Christ, I've only done pre-season. I've like signed a load of players, and,
I
and
just
now
switched off.
I'm ready for the season to start. Oh, it's time for bed, or it's tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
So I was doing a lot of that. That's the only game where I've probably invested that much of my time. I love it though. I couldn't do it now.
It's the things where you...
Weirdly, as you're give it up, I've become busier than I've ever been, ever in terms of doing stuff,
All
not
right.
necessarily working,
All right, rub it in.
but doing stuff.
All right. Yeah.
So we've
Jesus.
not crossed swords, you know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. You're
Cross
very
paths.
virile. We get it. All
No,
right. Yeah,
not
yeah.
anymore. There was only that one time.
Everybody gets one.
There was only that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm very happy for you, and you
Oh,
seem
I-
to be taking it well. All your
I'm
newfound responsibilities.
No, I'm all right. Not
Yeah.
too bad. No, you want to pull yourself together, John.
Do you find you're thinking about it when you're not playing it?
Are you thinking about it now?
I
Thinking about playing it?
don't. Okay, it's not an exaggeration to say I have been walking around town and I have looked at ledges
Yes.
on buildings and gone, oh, I think I could use the ascend power
Yeah.
under that.
Or like confuse that to something else?
Yeah.
You want to get a life?
I feel like I've never had a life. I feel like it's finally happening, and now
We have just got the life, and it's Zelda. Zelda is
How
the
does
life.
the Zelda theme tune go? Zelda.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing for 3. The
How come? Right?
Okay, here we go. Right.
It's called Zelda.
Here we go. Yeah, right.
But
yeah.
you control a dude.
Yeah, Link.
called
Yeah.
Link.
It's
Yeah.
the Legend of Zelda.
So who is Zelda?
She's the princess.
Is she alive?
Yes.
It
usually.
varies.
Usually.
It varies.
There's some Zelda games she's not in though. You're not gonna like that.
It's always like there's always it's like
So legendary, she's not real.
it's like there's so many different games and they're always like there's always a Link, there's always a Zelda.
Yeah.
Inevitably there'll be a bad guy called like Ganon or
Usually there's a
Ganondorf.
Ganon or a Ganondorf.
There's a
but not
Master
always.
Sword, but like generally the setting is different, you know.
There's always a Hyrule, but Hyrule looks different every time.
Except
Is
when
there
isn't
a
Hyrule.
canon to this
That's
stuff?
true. There isn't always a Hyrule.
Some people have tried.
Is it like
to...
a multiverse of Zeldas?
Well, you're not that far off. Some people have tried to put it together.
People love the multiverse.
The idea normally is that there are thousands of years between each one,
Oh,
and that each one is kind of like calling back to a legendary hero who wore green
I
once.
understand.
Yeah.
And the only continuity aspect might be that the same sword is carried by every one of them.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Okay.
Speaking of
I'll
multiverse,
buy it.
I do feel that the day, quote unquote, normal people suddenly understood what a multiverse was, it may have been the death of art.
Certainly the death of the multiverse concept. It's over now.
I'll say it.
Here we go.
And I'm sure a lot of people have said it. I fucking hate the multiverse.
I think most people discovered the multiverse on day 1, and by day 4 hated it.
I like the idea of it initially. I'm probably one of those people, to be honest, that was like, oh, like there's 3 Spider-Man.
It's a very comic-y concept.
Yeah.
That people who read comics, such as John and I know you've read some comics,
Sure.
but it's an older concept sci-fi wise. But the instant it made it into public
Yes.
consciousness with the MCU movies,
Yeah.
I think was the moment it died.
Yeah, probably. I like the idea of crossovers.
Sure, yeah.
I always have, actually.
Yeah, don't we all?
And I still do, but this multiverse thing is fucking garbage. It really is.
It did not take long to become old.
What? Nothing matters.
No,
yes,
if everything is
there we
possible.
Go. Yeah, yeah.
I
Who
think
cares?
I think the marketing guys saw it as this incredible opportunity to have everything they've ever wanted, because they could get Robert Downey Jr. back. But it's not that Iron Man's come to life; it's that it's an alternate Iron Man from a different universe because of the multiverse.
Yeah.
And it's like
But then who
literally they can
cares
do
that Iron Man died?
exactly.
And who cares that we invested
But I think
hours into
they
those
think-
films?
I think they can do anything, and as a result, they can do everything, and everyone will buy it. And the opposite is true.
But yeah.
Everyone is not interested.
Yeah,
Stakes have gone.
It's just weird.
Nothing matters.
Nothing
Anyway,
matters.
that's a slight segue.
Only a slight one.
Anyway, yeah, so that's
Goodbye,
me.
work.
That's me. I've tried very hard this week. It's been a burden.
But you're still here.
Got some work done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How much?
Not as much as I'd like.
No.
No. It's also, I don't know. It's when I'm not gaming, I feel, even
People
when I'm
should be
not
talking.
thinking about gaming, this week has just been hard. I feel like whatever part of my brain tries to come up with new and interesting things just kind of died. Maybe it's the heat.
It might be.
I think it is the heat.
Nothing matters
I think
in
in 2
Hyrule.
weeks from now you'll be back at it. Probably, well, maybe.
Yeah.
smashing into it.
Might not be.
Well, I've got a nice weekend away, ain't I?
Yeah, that's a nice
Change
break.
the
that'd be
scenery.
nice.
Don't
that'll-
take the Switch.
Yeah, yeah,
Are you taking the Switch?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is portable, isn't it?
You're going to ah.
Ah,
You play it
Where
on
are
the
you
beach.
going?
You
You're
can
going,
play it
to,
at home.
you're going to Cornwall.
Going to Cornwall? Yeah.
Whereabouts in Cornwall?
Well, everywhere.
What do you mean everywhere?
the whole
Well,
of
I'm
Cornwall.
not going to stay in one place.
You're
We're
going to
gonna
all of Cornwall.
well, the bits that matter. I don't know.
Cornwall.
We're going to bounce about.
you should
aren't
go.
we?
You should go to Crantock.
Crantock.
That's lovely.
Crantock?
There's a lovely pub by Crantock Beach, which I can't remember the name of. But it's up the top of Crantock Beach. You get a lovely view. It's awesome.
Crantock.
I'll send it to you at some point.
Thank you.
Crantock Beach. It's awesome.
I'll bear that in
There
mind.
you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I've got a hate,
Here we go.
but mine's related to work, so it's like a kind of anti-segue.
Oh, it's like the opposite of John.
Yeah, because I have noticed. So recently, as of making a game,
Oh,
I have sometimes referred to myself as a game designer.
oh here we go. Yeah.
When people ask me, "Hey Nick, what do you do?" Well, I have designed and will design
And
more
will again.
games. Yeah, I'll
Stop
kill
me
again.
before I kill again.
And so often the response to that is, "I've got an idea for a game."
Oh really?
And
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, okay." I literally just started
Didn't ask for one.
answering your question about me. And this was my moment. Just a little. I didn't even want that big a moment. Just a little moment. And now it's like, I've got an idea for a game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they go straight into it. Tell me that. And then at the end of the idea, and it's usually not a very good idea. Let's be honest.
Wow.
And because I guess
Is there
anything-
anyone who listens to this who's pitched you a game before?
Well, the example I'm going to give is Ali's mum. I don't think she listens to this. And even if she does, I'm sure she'll be fine.
She won't mind.
But
It's too late now.
But it's the thing is, it doesn't really matter whether the idea is good or not, because it always ends with, "What do you think of that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, that sounds fine." And it's like, "Are you going to do it then?"
Obviously not.
No, I'm not. Like, why do I have to suddenly do the thing you just said?
Oh, they kind of want you to make their game.
They don't want to make it. They're like, and then they say something funny. Like, honestly, this has happened like 3 or 4 times, but I can only recall one. But like, they'll say something funny like, "You can have that one for free." It's like, that's fine. I'm I'm not like
I love it
desperate
I love
for
it when people
ideas.
say that.
Yeah.
By the way, you can have that for free.
can have that for free.
Those are the same people who, if that game proves successful, would definitely.
Oh,
want to
they'll
wedge.
come a knocking. There is no way I will touch that idea ever, even if it was the greatest idea in the world, for that exact reason.
They'd want
because
they'd want
they
it.
will. They will come a knocking.
You can have that for free. Is that legal? Sign this. If I can have it for free,
I was
sign
going to say,
this.
is that not the best defense? Is to carry with you like a tearaway pad of like pre-written contracts and go have
Sign
that
it
for
when
free. Really? Okay, cool. Well,
Thanks so much.
Here.
Sign this.
That is such a good idea.
Sign here.
Because what they'll probably do is go, maybe I won't.
Maybe I won't.
Maybe I won't sign
if
it
Nick thinks it's that good that he wants me to sign something,
And then they'll keep it, not ask me to make it, and I can just fucking get on with
but
my
then you'll
life.
get a reputation eventually. It's like, oh, don't pitch anything to Nick because
He shoots it down.
He carries contracts.
Well, why are
around
they
him.
pitching the things to me anyway?
I think Nick would love that.
Nick's, don't pitch to Nick because he's so desperate for ideas that he carries contracts around.
Yeah, I'll come across as the guy who's like
Yeah.
hungry for IP.
Yeah.
But it's like,
3 ideas.
don't pitch to me. Pitch to like a publisher. Like don't. I'm a maker. I make my own shit. Don't pitch ideas to me. I don't need ideas.
Yeah.
I got them up the wazoo.
I've had 3 ideas.
I've had 3 ideas while we've been listening to this
I've
podcast.
had 3 ideas in my life.
Oh,
None of them are games.
None of them are good.
Do you want to hear them?
oh, you literally have just 3 ideas.
Just 3.
Go on then.
3 creative ideas.
I can't
Okay.
wait for this.
One was for a movie
Okay,
starring Keanu Reeves. They didn't have a name.
fine.
Untitled project.
I like the idea that it has to be Keanu Reeves though,
It was Keanu Reeves.
because he's aging.
It was about a child who went to space, and I think they made this movie eventually. Maybe I just watched it.
Okay, so that's one down.
No, I had the idea before I heard about the movie.
2.5
He goes
ideas.
to space. No, his mum was pregnant. She was a pregnant astronaut, and she went to space, and she gave birth to him in space.
This is
Fucking
this
hell.
is a movie,
This is a movie.
and I think you're the one who described this to me.
Eh?
Keep
I
going.
think, I think you were like, I saw a movie, and this is
No,
the
no, no.
plot.
I made this movie up, and then
Okay.
I watched it.
What's special about the baby?
He was in space, and then he's in space, right?
I get
For his
that
whole life, and he like gets talking to someone on the intercom, like a woman, and
Okay.
they fall in love over the intercom, and they
bit.
get
I think you've told me about
they
this
have
before.
like video chats and shit, and then he comes back to Earth as an old man, and he's like old and shit.
But he
but-
wouldn't be able to support his own weight.
Yeah, exactly.
And is
Okay.
she?
But they're in love and they
His
meet.
shins.
but is
they
she
meet
not
ju-
old?
Yeah, she's old as well.
Oh, okay.
They're both old.
Okay.
But they've been in love for like 60
whole-
years or whatever.
Right.
Longer than that, probably.
Okay.
But they're old and they're like, but then they meet at the end of their lives and they die.
That's the story.
That's the movie, yeah.
Sure.
Okay, what's your next one?
Next one.
What makes it? What about it being in space makes it like spacey?
Why does it need? Why is the space element necessary?
Why couldn't she just be in like Idaho or something like that?
Oh, I think
and
that's
they're
important.
talking over Zoom.
I think space makes it more interesting, don't you?
Well, anything better.
You'd say yes, wouldn't
Where's Keanu Reeves? Who is Keanu Reeves?
Is he the spaceman
Is
He's
he
the
the boy?
baby.
Oh,
who
okay.
turns into a man?
He's the baby. He's the grown version of the baby.
Sure.
The baby's just a baby.
Right.
I don't
So
think-
Keanu
I don't
doesn't
think
play
that-
the baby.
I don't think it's Keanu Reeves playing
They
the
could
baby,
de-age Keanu down
They
to
could
be a
do
baby.
a baby. Imagine de-aging
Down
an
to a
actor
baby.
down to a baby.
And then he lands
That would be like, people would talk about the movie if we did that.
We have the
No.
technology. I think
We'll
we should do that.
de-age Keanu Reeves to a
to a baby, yeah. And then he lands on Earth, and she's like, "Cosmo, I've loved you for 60 years."
Cosmo's a good name.
And he just goes,
Yeah, we'll call it. Yeah,
and he just goes, "My bones."
yeah.
And
His
then
bones
he-
are like dust.
Yeah, then he
I
dies.
think we should
at this point.
de-age Keanu to be the baby, but then we should cast someone else as the old man.
What playing Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we age up a child?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
if
could
we
age
age
up
up a
a child that
baby.
looks a bit like Keanu
Let's
Reeves.
age up Finn Wolfhard
Yeah.
to like
To be
We'll
old Keanu
de-age
Reeves.
Keanu Reeves into
Yeah,
a baby and then
yeah.
Age up.
a child into an old
We'd get a lot of
older
headlines about
version
that,
of-
I think.
yeah,
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. That works.
grand.
Okay,
Okay,
so that's
So, but
idea one.
I
So that's
did-
the first. You can have that
idea
for
two.
free, that
Idea
one.
two.
I
yeah.
hate you.
Second idea was for a John. The second two John knows about because we co-wrote this.
Oh, I think I know one of these.
Two was a sitcom
Yes,
university.
Yes, I remember this.
that John
yeah.
and I started the concept for one night and drank loads of Jaeger bombs.
Oh, was it that the night?
That was the night, and that's the worst hangover I've ever had.
Christ, yeah. So last
And then
time.
that came out as well, and that wasn't us. Fresh
Jesus.
Meat was the name of the
Yes,
show.
that's true.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So that came out.
So that's done.
So I think I either watched it or wrote it.
Sure.
The third idea was Crime Hound,
Oh,
Crime
yes.
Hound.
We've talked about
Crime
Crime Hound
Hound.
before.
which
Yeah.
was the concept of a comic that John and I came up with when we were hungover.
Now, I
Yes,
don't want to
well-
be disparaging about Crime Hound,
I wouldn't be.
but,
Mm.
and his big butt,
Yeah,
no one else is going to come up with that.
they might.
I think there's in America. Is there not like a character called like McGruff the Crime
don't
Hound
know.
or
Oh,
something
for
like that?
fuck's sake!
But
really?
like Crime Hound on his own, no
one's come up with
name, like no,
And
just,
certainly
just,
not the same story.
just Crime Hound.
you should probably.
Who was his
Oh.
enemy?
I was about
Do you
to
remember
say.
his name?
Subterranean Lion.
Subterranean Lion.
I was going to say you should probably buy the URL, but by saying that now on the podcast,
And that
Somebody-
is because we were sitting next to a statue of a lion
Yeah,
wow.
in Reading.
So that's how creative you are.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's incredible.
And
And it's set in a park.
it was about a crime-solving dog called Crime Hound,
Yeah.
whose human partner
Yeah.
was called Larry,
Yeah.
and Crime
And we were
Hound.
sitting with our friend Larry at the time.
And
This is very creative.
Crime Hound was a genius detective, used all the skills of his trade, but all Larry brought to the table was that Larry really liked ice cream,
Yeah.
and Larry was always eating an ice cream in every scene.
Okay.
But it just so happened, coincidentally, that every crime could be solved due
ice
to like an ice cream
cream-related.
fact or
Yeah.
something
Amazing.
like that. So Crime Hound was having like an existential crisis because he couldn't
Crime
bring
Hound
it.
Crime Hound became embittered by the fact that Larry was able to solve the crimes, and they had a frosting. Let's
Do you
say
think there's a
there.
procedural aspect to this, or is this just one story? Because I feel
Oh,
like
this is evergreen.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Do
like
you think so?
9 seasons.
Yeah.
CSI
I think
Miami.
it starts with
yeah.
Okay.
Adventure of the Week, and it becomes more of an arc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
Subterranean Lion kind of
Yeah.
makes his presence felt.
Yeah.
So you can't have that
Sure.
one. You
This
can't
is
have,
great,
You can't
yeah.
have that one. You can have the first two because they've subsequently been written.
Great,
But,
thanks so
but
much.
you can't have that one.
Yeah, I
Thank
mean,
you.
like he brought 3 ideas to the table. 2 of them are shit. The third is gold.
Two of them
you
are
know?
shit, and he took them
Every time
somewhere
we
else.
talk about Crime Hound, we say we should do it, and then we won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of effort. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have free time again in 18 years. We can do it.
Especially now John can't work for a living.
But I think this is the thing, isn't it? Is this like ideas are sometimes pretty fucking easy. Let's be honest. The hard part
Yeah.
is making the thing, and
Oh,
that's
sure.
the part that they want to just farm out to me.
They want
yes.
you to deal with that.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah, this is about you, isn't it?
This
It's
is-
not about,
again,
it's not about
you've
Crime
done it
Hound.
now.
Yeah.
Like you
Sorry.
just took it all away from me.
Why don't
Well,
you?
I was
it's fine, we had a
running
good
through
segue.
my good ideas.
Why don't you make Crime Hound as a game? That's a good game.
You should
Crime
make
Hound the game.
Got an idea.
Crime
then.
Hound the game. Yeah, I don't.
I can't afford the license to Crime Hound.
No, it's surprisingly expensive.
Sick.
Yeah.
Surprisingly
Yeah.
expensive for an IP that barely exists.
Yeah.
It's barely more than an idea, really.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's a compliment,
Don't even
I
know
think.
what breed of dog he is.
No.
One of
Or
them
what
little-
Subterranean Lion even
One
does.
of them. Yeah, I don't think that's important.
Well, think about creativity, Nick, which you've maybe forgotten
It
on
prob-
your,
oh,
iv-
probably
on your
I
ivory
have.
tower. Is
Yeah,
that
that's
like an idea? That's like that's just a bird your heart hasn't caught, isn't it? You know, something like that. You know?
Wow.
The idea is
the
that's
fucking what?
that's magic, isn't it? That's for gold dust.
It's bollocks.
Yeah, that's all you need. Is an
don't-
idea.
I think you should get back to Hyrule. Fuck me.
Goodbye. Don't give me an excuse. I'll be out. The Switch
Yeah, the
is
Switch
win.
is just there. Like it's in
Yeah.
arm's reach.
That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
No, my point.
What you
well,
just said.
Who cares about grift? Hard
Birds
work.
taking wing.
Yeah,
No, yeah, a bird your heart hasn't caught.
An idea is a bird your heart can't catch.
But why?
Get that on a.
But why are you saying catching a bird is a positive thing?
I don't know. That's like an inspirational poster. You'd have that in your
That's a
house.
load of old bollocks.
There's a lot of old
You'd have
bollocks,
that
innit?
pinned to a wall in your house in place of a
Oh,
personality.
someone would have in the 80s.
If you don't have a personality, you can just put like sort of platitudes on the wall, can't you? Like around
Yeah.
your house, just like 10 or so platitudes. And
Yeah.
then, there you go. That's that problem solved.
I used to put quotes from the Matrix on the wall.
Is that true?
That is true. Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. every
Which
time.
quotes?
I can't remember.
There is no spoon above.
Yeah,
it.
something like that.
That'd be quite humorous in the kitchen.
Tasty
you know,
wheat.
That'd be good. Tasty wheat. That'd also be quite humorous. In the
God
kitchen.
damn it, they say a lot in the
Do
the
they?
Matrix. Oh, the general in the Matrix sequels says "God damn it" at least 20 times.
We could drink along with the Matrix and
Yeah,
drink every time
I think
he
you'd
says,
be
God
quite
damn it.
pissed if you had a shot every time he said "God damn it." It's certainly in the third one. Yeah,
I would love to drink along with the Matrix. If we can come up with a couple of rules.
yeah.
It's-
Matrix,
it's
Matrix
the-
drinking game.
It's the only way we're getting through those second two films, let's be honest.
He says, yeah, he
feel
says
like-
it so often.
I feel like a couple of years ago, during lockdown maybe, I did watch
I did. Yeah.
the sequel. They're thunderingly weird.
Have you
Yeah.
watched the fourth one?
There's moments that
No.
are fucking
It's
cool.
not very good.
I have seen the fourth one.
It's
Yeah.
like you can tell it was made in lockdown.
It feels
it's
like
the-
a fan film.
yeah, it does.
it's very
yeah,
weird.
You're right. Yeah.
It's not necessarily like the story's good, I think, but the execution is
Yeah.
is lacking.
It feels very small.
It does feel very. That's a really good way of putting it. It feels very small.
There you go.
It's very like I know we joke about Keanu Reeves potentially being like a little
I love Keanu
wooden.
Reeves.
I
For the
know.
record.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying this is a slight. Everybody loves Keanu Reeves, but like
He does get blasted.
he was very good as Neo,
Oh yeah.
And then it's funny when like he comes back as Neo, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's Keanu Reeves."
Yeah.
Just
He could only do it once.
yeah, it's like he can't even get back to that Neo place.
But Neo
like,
doesn't have
he's
a
not.
personality in the second two.
No,
And
He
yet
does
he
in the
didn't
first one
really
because
in the
he's-
first one, but like,
He's more so because he's just a guy.
but whatever he had in the first one, he, like John said, like he couldn't find that again. I think the problem is that at least in the first one he had the pursuit of being the underdog,
yes.
Yes.
whereas 2 and 3 he was just like a god.
He was like God.
yeah.
He could do anything. He was like, "Hi, I'm invincible."
But then also there was some shit he couldn't do, and it didn't make any fucking sense.
So much
why.
so that they took him out of the second two movies for good chunks of it.
The bit that really let's get into Matrix now. The bit that really pissed me off about fucking sequels to the Matrix is that the whole theme of the first film is that he realizes it's a virtual environment, and as a result, he can break the rules and do whatever he likes.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes to that place where the train man
oh
exists,
yeah,
who has his own
yeah.
virtual environment outside of the Matrix. And he's like, "Your powers won't work here. Why not?" The whole theme of the story is that he can break the rules.
I
'Cause
guess
it's not real.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I guess anything's possible when you're writing a script.
Get back to Hyrule.
There was a lot of like
do you
people just stopped talking like real people.
Yes, that's true.
In the
That's very
sequels.
true.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was kind of like
Well, they were all programs. They were all like, "Hi, I'm a program. Hello, I'm another program. Oh, let's just share the scene together, even though we're programs, and not
The scene.
nice,
and,
nice
and
to
not,
meet you.
and
Yeah.
not do anything because it doesn't matter because we're both programs and not
Yeah.
real people."
There was some weird shit as well. Like there was a family of programs, and
There was a family
kid.
of programs. There was a scene in one of the sequels,
How does
which
how
was
does a kid program work?
who was in the scene? The Oracle,
She's a program.
Seraph,
He's a
He's a
program.
program.
Smith,
He's a program.
and Sati, who was the little girl.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
a
she's
program as
all
well.
programs.
She's Google Maps.
yeah, yeah. Safari, Google Maps,
That's Siri.
Siri,
Firefox.
and the Domino's ordering app. Who cares?
and Ask Jeeves.
Who cares? 4 programs have a conversation. Fucking hell.
Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
How many programs does it take to change a light bulb?
So that
Lost its way a little bit, shall we say?
and also I didn't like. Well, let's just talk about it. I didn't like because obviously the actor who played the Oracle died in between the second and third.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
Very
yeah.
sad. But then they explained how that happened, and I was like, "That's bollocks." Even in the context
Well, didn't they
of
just
having
say she
to.
changes her face?
She said the Merovingian did it, whereas I thought, because I'm like a good movie guy,
You are.
I thought it should have been whenever the one touches the source, the Oracle changes to
Refreshes.
accommodate the coming of the next one.
Did it Control Alt Delete?
Yeah,
and-
kind of
yeah.
thing. Whereas Neo obviously touched the source and came back.
But it's a pretty
that's just
easy,
me.
It's a pretty easy thing to say. Like you said, writers can write whatever the fuck
You
they
can
want.
really write whatever you want.
Like
yeah.
a program could change how it looks. I don't think there's a problem with that. And the Oracle is the most hunted for program by all of the agents.
She's in hiding.
So
She's
she
gone-
would
she's
change
gone
her
deep
appearance
undercover.
all the time. That would make
Yeah.
perfect sense.
There's a lot of ways. Anyway, that's just one example.
I don't want to be too sold.
I don't
on
get bogged down in
Yeah,
semantics.
no. In fact,
John.
it's like they were very like they were very like culturally significant movies. I guess the issue is
They
that
were.
like you look back at them now, it's like and The Matrix was so groundbreaking
yes.
and kind of fresh that
Yes.
people spent 10 years copying it.
Oh yeah,
You
it's
know.
a fucking
Well,
brilliant film.
yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Like, it's astounding. And then it's kind of weird that like they bring out like a 4th Matrix movie, and I'd be like, oh, they're gonna reset. You know, they're gonna change everything up again. It's like, well, now it just looks like a low rent Marvel movie where it's
does.
like originally they were
nothing-
leading the way.
It's so
kind
weird,
of.
isn't it?
Yeah,
But I feel like people can do bullet time on TikTok now.
yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
what made the Matrix so special, I think, was of its time. And now it's like if you just rely on those special effects, that's not going to be enough because there are literally better special effects on my phone now.
When did the Matrix come out? Was it 99?
1999.
So
The
was
best
it
year
like
for movies?
so like off the back
Phantom
of
Menace.
Do you know, after a while, like every action movie was like guns, leather,
Yes.
like cool sci-fi shit.
color filters over everything.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like that 99, and
There's
then
a film
like
called Equilibrium.
yes,
Yes,
that was
Christian
yeah,
Bale.
yeah.
Ripped off the Matrix.
But then like 2000,
That's cool though. Equilibrium's cool.
But then
Yeah.
2008
I was watching it once.
what happened like a decade later?
Mm.
Iron Man,
Yeah.
Dark Knight, and suddenly the superhero era begins.
And we are very much still kind of in that.
We will never escape it.
We're stuck there now.
I can't imagine like if you told me from like kind of 10 years ago, hey,
Hey, John, you're going to get everything you ever wanted.
And you will be sick of it. You will just like, what? Please let it stop.
Let it die.
Let it
Please.
stop.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, you can have all that for free.
Oh, great.
You can have all that for free.
Thank you so much.
Who's
I
got love?
I don't mind people coming to me and saying
Oh,
I've
no, here
got
we
an
go.
idea, but
Still going on about it.
Yeah.
but
I don't mind it so much that I'm still talking about it.
just I really don't mind. I mind so little, but you make it.
You do it.
You make. Don't, I have to do it.
Lazy git.
Exactly.
I think it's just-
Easy git.
People clearly get swept away. They saw your BBC article. You know, they're like, this
Yeah.
guy.
Didn't get on telly though.
I'm
did I?
very intimidated to be in the same room as Nick from the BBC.
Well,
They're
didn't
like,
get on telly.
this guy
So-
gets it. You know,
Well, yeah.
why can't you just be what they want you to be?
I fumbled my way into it. Let's be honest. Let's be very honest here.
Just
You can fumble your way too, everyone.
I've been on telly.
This is just
Fact.
it's just steal my spotlight, isn't it?
I've been on the telly.
Great.
Read out the football scores.
You
Is
did.
that when you ate a pork pie?
What?
What?
Weren't you on telly for having a pork pie that time?
What?
What?
You were like, what? You had like, I'm sure there's a story about you having food at a football match.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that wasn't on telly. I was on Gillingham's Twitter account
That's basically.
holding a pork pie because they said, "Have a free pie if we can take your picture." I was like, "Obviously, yes."
Obviously, the answer
Why
is
would
yeah.
you don't just give me the pie? You're still on to do whatever you want.
Obviously, yes.
Obviously, yes.
What were you on telly for?
I read out the football scores live on BBC One.
He did.
Fucking
I
hell, he's on-
I watched it.
It's on BBC
I
One as
remember.
well.
It was actually on the red button.
That's where I could have been if it
Yeah.
had been a slow news week.
It was in the days when the red button you could like watch extra shows.
How did you get that?
I wrote them. Have I not told you this before?
I think maybe you have. And
I might
just
have done.
He
forgot.
wrote them a letter. It was the, it
I
was
wrote
the
them a
olden
really
days.
cocky letter. Like you may or may not have heard of me, but I'm going to be huge,
Definitely have
kind
not
of
heard
thing.
of you.
And they phoned me up and just said, "Can you come in on Saturday?" I was like, "Yeah." All right. They obviously had a cancellation
Did that?
'cause it was very short
Yeah,
notice.
they must have like in hindsight. It's all very well getting like the kid who won the lottery to come in and go, oh, this is little
Or the
Craig.
terminally ill child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Make a Wish Foundation. But like you got to go, Sheffield Town won.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
Was it just your
that's
voice?
wrong for a start, but fine.
Sheffield Town
No, they had
won.
a camera on me. Like
Ringsfield.
where you are now, more or less, there was a camera on me.
Binglesby Green.
And I was sitting
6.
next to the regular reader of the scores, Tim Gudgeon, his name was.
Tim Gudgeon.
He's a lovely bloke. He's very nice to me. And I read out the football scores with him sitting next to me, and then
The camera was on you.
camera
You
was
in
on
like
me,
a
so they had
darkened
like an
room.
InVision thing with the scores, and then me in the top corner.
It wasn't
kind
very
of thing.
good TV, I'll be honest with you. 'Cause
No,
it's just like, if you ever want to see what a cupboard
There was
looks
just
like
one year
with
where
a-
they did like, oh yeah, we're gonna get celebrities and just random Joe Public people to read the football scores.
I see.
It's like, yeah, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did it. It was good, but that's where, because people take the piss out of me because I mispronounced several names.
Yeah.
They threw fucking Welsh teams at me. They did a rehearsal and they were like, right, here's your rehearsal. And it was just like, Gillingham beat Burnley that day. I remember Gillingham beat them 1-0, so I was like, Gillingham 1, Burnley 0, and all this. And then, and then in the real one, they gave me the Welsh League.
Yeah.
I was like, for fuck's sake.
Clef Pechlis.
So it was Porth Madog.
Yeah,
I said
that
Port-
didn't win you any points in my household, I can tell you.
I said Porth Madog. So I mispronounced.
My dog.
I mispronounced various Welsh teams.
Nice.
It's Port
I've still got it on VHS somewhere. They gave me a tape.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I
Gave you
haven't
a
put it
laser
onto-
disc to take home, yeah.
It was the days before laser discs. So they gave me a tape, and I've still got it somewhere.
Chormontalontalontalonton 4.
Yeah,
Aylesbury Relentless 6.
it was pretty relentless. Yeah, they're had a good season.
For Sheffield Sliders 1
Yeah,
versus the Old Hampton Green 2.
yeah. I wish I'd been more humorous with it now.
You could well.
I was
you
very
were...
straight laced with it, and I looking back, I wish I'd been more like referring to not quite that, but referring to who my friend supported,
Yeah.
like Leeds, for example.
You were very
Well, you could have chucked
solemn.
something like
I could have
my
chucked in
mate's
some
favourite
child.
team.
Yeah, I could have chucked some of that in, which
Could've.
because I was young, I didn't.
A bit of personality. How
I was
old are
like
you?
I was like 17. I think.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah.
be terrified.
You were
Shit
butter
in my
boy.
pants.
Yeah. Even though you were standing in a cupboard. Like just a darkened
Yeah,
room.
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. There was a
Holding-
cupboard with a load of screens in
Holding
it.
up a little mic to his mouth.
Could you see him?
Yes, I remember vividly. Yeah.
Wasn't in the dark.
I'll get the tape put onto digital or something at some point. I
Why?
probably
Put it on YouTube.
Yeah, I should really, because I want to see it, and
For posterity.
I probably
And for your
remember
son.
it slightly
Yeah.
differently.
Your son needs to see.
Every year on your
Yeah.
birthday, from now until the end of time, you'll get the VHS out. Come on, son.
Come on,
This is when
let's go.
Watch me mispronounce Welsh names.
Dad, I've watched you mispronounce Porthmadog year after year.
I want to re-engage with the cyber network, Father.
Yeah,
Why do you force me to watch this old VHS?
yeah, because I can.
Activate
That's
virtual
why.
reality.
Yeah,
Don't know why he says it like that.
yeah, yeah. That's how all kids will speak in the future. They're very robotic.
And then he
in the
just
future.
launches through the
Activate
ceiling
virtual
and-
reality.
It's all right, Dad. It's all right, Dad. Back to the cyber home.
That's how you have to say it with Meta, because it sounds like Zuckerberg. Activate virtual reality.
Fuck you, Dad. I'm going back to the hub where
Yeah.
all my cool friends are.
Oh, he's
Don't
not
we-
allowed that.
Don't we have legs now?
He's not allowed at the
He's
hub.
not allowed the hub, whatever it is.
In that
Hub.
in that weird Facebook meta verse thing, didn't they do a big
Yeah.
announcement that they have legs
Yeah,
now?
because they were floating torsos.
Yeah.
Because legs are hard. And now they've got legs.
I can't imagine
And
running.
they're all hard.
I can't imagine
Don't
running.
they just look like Wii people, like Nintendo
Yes,
Wii
they
Yeah.
do
people?
look exactly like that.
So who
yeah.
cares?
Why would a successful businessman run a company like a ball bearing?
Mm.
Don't understand that. You know,
Yeah.
downhill, let go, see what happens. You know,
Yeah.
baffling to me.
Because he can.
Yeah, well.
Well, come on. Who's got a love?
Yeah.
Take us home.
Let me ask. Can I ask you a personal question, John? Ask,
Well,
ask
let's-
I'm not involved.
Let's-
I'll ask
Clearly,
you-
this
I'll ask
podcast
you a
is
personal
not about
question.
me.
Let's find out.
Have you ever wheeled a wheelbarrow up a plank and then back down a different plank?
Oh, well, back down a different plank.
Like up, like you've got something in your wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Right. You wheel it up a plank to get up somewhere,
It's
Yeah.
hard.
and then you wheel it down the plank to get back like to the level you were at.
The same plank.
No,
A different
different plank.
A different plank. So what is that
What
like
are we
a?
going up onto?
There's a system of planks.
Is there a plateau?
I'm like, let's say I'm going up from my driveway up through the house and then back down my patio
Oh, sure, okay.
to
yeah,
put
yeah.
something at the end of my garden.
No, I've never
ever done that?
I've never known that pleasure.
Oh, it's great.
Oh,
I've done that.
Have you?
It's like a roller coaster.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah,
It's great.
it's really
oh
good.
yeah, because the two of you have to take like a wheelbarrow through your
Through the
lounge,
house.
through the kitchen, through the downstairs toilet. You know.
Yeah.
Get out the
Upstairs,
back.
Yes.
over the bed.
Somehow upstairs.
What?
That is just that. It's
Wow,
very simple. It's just that. I had a great time.
It is great.
It was
when
great.
you derail, it's awful.
I've never derailed. I've only
Okay.
done it once.
Yeah, I've derailed
Have you derailed before?
inside the house
Oh no.
with a wheelbarrow full of bricks and patio pieces.
Oh no.
And
My China ware.
yeah, it was in every way as bad as you'd expect it
Yeah.
to be. Yeah,
What happened?
everything broke, and I broke parts of the wall.
Oh
and
no.
And the door frame. It was great. It was a great day.
What? Apart from that, I had a great time.
Yeah. When I was laying the patio, I literally had to go back and forth.
Yeah.
And we had all these like little various ramps and things, and yeah, one of them just derailed in the conservatory
no.
and smashed the door frame. There's a little cutout of our door frame still.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool. Yeah, it's great.
Cool,
That was
yeah.
that was bad. That would
That
be a
is
hate.
bad. That is bad.
But all the rest of the time,
it's
great
good fun.
It is great.
It's
fun.
good fun. We were putting stone. Well, Liz's brother was helping us in the garden on the weekend.
The manual labour.
He did all
right?
of it.
Yeah, you oversaw
I
it. yeah.
can't stress this enough. I did fuck all. I made lunch and I looked after the baby.
That's something.
That's something, but it in no way related to what was happening.
But
in
you
the
had to go on
garden.
the wheelbarrow.
I had to go on the wheelbarrow. I said, do you want some help with the wheelbarrow? Because I thought this looks kind of fun. Because I saw him putting the planks down. I was like,
Do the one thing that looks fun.
I'm not interested in the rest.
Nah.
They were like making the bricks slightly higher. And I was like, that looks great. And I really appreciate it.
I don't want to do it.
But I don't want to do that.
No.
Yeah, I really don't want to do that.
Are these the same planks which have now ended up on my patio?
No, those were different. These were different planks.
Oh, different planks.
You've got railway sleepers.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were just
they're not planks,
generalising.
John. Oh, those are good shit.
Riding a
Those
sleeper would be
sleepers.
harder.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Thinner.
Yeah, thinner.
Thinner.
Yeah, it'd be like a tightrope.
So he set them all up, and I was like, I'll have a go. I might get fed up, and I'll go back in like a child. But I'll have a go. So I start, and I was like, this is great. I'm having a great time doing this. And I was worried I was going to derail, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
Didn't happen.
it's easily done.
Didn't happen. So I was very happy. I was pleased to contribute to my own garden project in some small way. Yeah,
And it's a lot of fun.
it was a lot of fun, and the end result looks very nice.
Welcome.
The stones
I
at the
look
bottom
forward
of
to
the
seeing
garden.
it.
Have you
You've
not seen
had-
it yet? Oh, you've not been
No,
round?
no,
you've
no,
not been
haven't,
round.
no.
Yeah, you can
I
come
did.
round.
I've done some wheelbarrowing out of
Sure.
our garden because
Oh, yeah.
we had a concrete path which I destroyed over the course of weeks.
Well, you have access from the outside,
Yeah.
I suppose. Easier
Stay
access to the
outside.
garden, yeah.
But
You don't need planks.
when you've got the wheelbarrow out, because there were like chunks of concrete which were like they reached like from the floor to my chin.
Wow.
And I could just about like I couldn't lift it. I'd like kind of just seesaw it to where I
Yeah,
needed
yeah.
to go. You just get it onto the wheelbarrow, and when it's on the wheelbarrow, you feel like a king. You go like, world's my oyster. Nothing's gonna bring me down. And then you bring it up like the slight rise to the skip, and you're like, oh no. And then you realise how weak you are because you
Yeah.
like even though it's in the wheelbarrow, you've got to lift it.
You've still
like
gotta lift
a
it, yeah.
foot to get
Yeah.
it to tip the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
That's so true. You
That's
have
the most
this-
difficult bit.
You have this real sense of like, once it's in the wheelbarrow, problem solved.
Yeah.
And it's like, I loaded a wheelbarrow full of bricks and patio slabs.
Yeah.
And then I looked round and the tyre was just flat to the ground. And I was just like, oh, no, that's the weight of
Yeah.
a ton of
That's
masonry.
too much
And
Yeah.
then I like lifted the arms and just pushed and just nothing happened. I was just like, oh yeah, no, I can't move that.
Yeah, no, it's not happening, yeah. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
God for that wheel. Otherwise,
Yeah,
that
I
would've-
mean,
that was
well,
going nowhere, wasn't
we
it?
owe a lot to the
He
wheel.
loaded
don't
the
we?
wheelbarrow, I should point out as well.
Sure.
I did nothing.
All
I
you had to do
assumed
was
he had,
all you had to
yeah.
do
All
was
I had to do
move
was
it, yeah.
wheel it. I just did the fun bit.
Yeah.
Did you upend it at the end?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
hard
yeah.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not as much.
That's the bit I almost gave up at. It's like, no,
Hand
I'm
over.
not going to do this anymore.
No.
I'm going to go inside and have more lunch.
Lemonade.
I'm gonna, can I have a drink?
I have a lemonade,
I did
Mum?
ask Liz for a Pepsi. Can I halfway through, I was like, can I have a Pepsi?
Another panda pop. I'm feeling
Yeah.
a bit anemic.
I did about half an hour of work and needed a Pepsi halfway through.
He did.
The old in the UK we've got what was it like Dyson vacuum cleaners?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're going to ask me about the ball.
Here we go.
That's what you're going to ask
There
me
we
about.
go,
There's
yeah.
a wheelbarrow with a ball on it.
Yeah.
Is
That
it a
was his-
Dyson wheelbarrow?
Yeah, it was his
I think it
first
is, isn't it?
invention.
Yeah.
The ball barrow.
Yeah, he claims to be. Yeah, the ball barrow. Yeah, he
Yeah.
claims to be a serial inventor, and
Yeah.
the first thing he invented was a wheelbarrow that had a ball instead of a wheel.
Because he made a Hoover with a ball on it.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Loves
Yeah.
the ball.
Well,
That's good,
it's
like-
the ball technology, isn't it?
I mean,
those Hoovers he's makes.
calling it the
vacuums.
ball technology is pretty bold when
Yeah.
we already had balls.
We already had a ball, yeah.
Balls were. They were.
Yeah, he
They
didn't
existed.
invent the ball.
Yeah.
Didn't invent the ball, did he?
I
It's
thought he must
funny-
have patented it, I guess.
But it's
I don't
kinda-
know how you patent a ball, but
Well, I
yeah.
guess maybe in the context of a ball on a wheelbarrow.
Mm.
What I
That's
think
what they
is
always ask on Dragon's
You don't
Den.
see him anymore though.
well, there we go. That's surely the testament to it being a great invention is that nobody uses it.
They've come up with something else.
It
No,
would have
but-
lasted forever, and it would have replaced all other wheelbarrows.
Yeah,
And yet here we are.
can't get one for love nor money.
No, I won one.
People don't like Dyson anymore because he voted
No.
for Brexit and is an asshole.
Did he?
Allegedly,
I
voted for
didn't know
Brexit.
that. Wait for breakfast.
Bigly.
Breakfast.
Voted for breakfast.
Which is weird because he runs a big company based in the UK.
I think he was planning to move it out of the UK.
Jesus Christ. The world
Last thing I read.
sucks.
Hey, I put a lot of faith in champions of industry. I'm sure they wouldn't let us down. I'm sure they've got our best.
Why would he lie?
Maybe they're just stupid.
Yeah.
I guess words are cheap. I guess you can say anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got love.
Go on.
I love the apprehension engine.
Oh.
Oh, I know this.
I don't.
Right. It's a cool as fuck name.
Mm.
It's a musical instrument.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe it exists. I'm kind of happy it does. It is.
It's worth a Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It exists basically for making horror movie soundtracks.
Oh. Like,
Well, basically, yeah. Like it's like a weird Swiss Army knife of an instrument. It's like
Yeah.
there's a box bit and like a
Like a bow bit.
bow and a lever
crazy
and
stuff.
stuff.
But you know how in horror movies there'll be that moment where the serial killer pops out? And it's like you get that
Yeah.
kind of sound. Yeah.
all
That's
that.
one of the sounds it makes.
Oh.
It makes
Yeah.
a whole load of sounds.
Is it a digital thing?
No, fully analog.
Fully, yeah.
yeah, but it's
Although
got
it
like
does have a weird switch on it, which I can't remember what that
I
does.
think there was like a pickup.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's electric pickup. Yeah.
So you can like, but basically it's just like a weird box with like bits sticking off. It's like a ruler almost. You know, like when you put a ruler on the edge of a desk and like twang it. Yeah,
We used to do the countdown theme tune.
Yes.
oh wow.
Do you not do that? The rule?
No, I guess
Come
I was
on,
too busy
John.
crying. What was school like for you?
You were upside down in a waste paper bag.
Yeah. To be fair, I had a lot of toilet water to drink. I've
I've got him.
Got him
fun,
again.
Fun times.
Take his cash.
Break the ongs, Martinet.
Drag the no.
Never gets old.
Yeah, so that's about it,
The
really.
odds Martinet. That's one of the cleverest jokes we've come up with on this.
Break the odds, man.
That's still good stuff.
We're so smart. That's
Yeah.
the thing about us. We're funny and we're really smart.
Yeah, we're very quick-witted.
We are.
There we go. I really don't have much more to say. Look it up. Give it a Google. The apprehension engine.
It's got the
Yeah.
greatest name, and it makes all the sounds you always wondered how they were made.
That's fun that they've created one thing for that, though. You would think it would be like a few people doing their own individual bit.
Yeah, like the ruler man and the
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I'm not sure it should count as a single instrument, really, because it's like 5 welded together, but it's still
Yeah.
really cool. So
That's
fuck
how
it.
you can turn one gun into 5 guns. Or the other way around.
I saw like a mad, clearly our YouTube at the moment is like, you love weird instruments. Let's give you a weird instrument. It's something called like a harpeggi.
Oh.
A harpeggi?
It's a harp.
A harpeggi.
3 times now. Okay.
Yeah.
Crossed with
You
a
can keep saying it. Harpy.
It's like
Sharpie.
A harp.
if you know what
So
like
a harp
the-
crossed with a pen.
you know what the neck of a guitar looks like.
Oh yes.
Yes.
If you made that
Fretboard.
the fretboard, if you made the fretboard of that shorter and wider and did away with the rest of the instruments, you just had like one massive fretboard, like
Okay, the worst bit of the guitar.
Yeah.
yeah,
I've
and then
always
you
said it.
and then you play it.
I'm always saying that.
When you-
always saying that.
You play it like a piano.
Oh.
You have this board in front of you. It looks like a bizarre ass chessboard crossed with a fretboard.
There's
and then
no
you just kind of
originality in
tap.
naming things anymore. Like harpeggi.
Harpeggi.
That's boring.
I'm imagining it because it's half like a harp and it's full of arpeggios.
There we go. Yeah, and it sounds like a harpsichord.
But that's a name based on other words. Like a violin is a unique word.
Well, make a new word then.
No, I don't feel
The
that.
Gromlaw!
Yeah, like that. That's original.
Oh, what do
probably.
you play? I'm a grade 8 Gromlaw player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play the Glench.
Oh, a German instrument.
Yeah, you go.
This is the thing, I
Yeah.
take issue with new instruments, and I put that in heavy air quotes, when all they are is just a bit of another instrument.
Oh, sure.
Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't, I don't think it counts.
People are lazy.
It's
Invent
got to
something
be
new.
whole cloth new.
What? But it'd be like describing.
It's
a
like Dyson putting a ball on a vacuum
You can't
cleaner.
just put a ball
you
on
can't
something.
you can't just say I've invented a ball.
I could put a ball on a guitar and say that's a new instrument.
Yeah.
But how?
Baltar.
But how would you? It's like inventing a new color.
Exactly.
So
It may be impossible.
Do you think every possible instrument has been invented then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why the theremin is a lie. Because that's the closest thing we have to a new instrument, and clearly it's not possible, as we've talked about before.
I
So-
think everything's been invented.
Oh.
Oh, sure. So everything it's just like a slow
Dyson's a liar.
heat
Yeah.
death now of the universe. Like we just kind of meander towards
Yeah.
I
mundanity.
mean, there's
you know.
strong evidence for that with the 3 creative ideas you've ever had. 2 of them were someone else's idea.
No, that was my idea. That they also thought of.
Sure.
Bro, no,
Whatever
no.
helps you sleep at night.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
What's better? There are no new ideas, or there are 3 new ideas, and they're all shit.
Yeah.
There are 3 new ideas, and Chris Ray came up
I
with
think
them.
we all know the answer to that.
They're
Good
all
news, everyone. We found 3 new ideas.
Yeah.
We're saved.
Yeah. It saved the studio.
It's the fact that you've only had 3 ideas,
3
and you're
ideas.
so like bold about that fact. I've had 3 ideas in my life,
3 ideas.
and you yourself think 2 of them are shit.
That's all you need. I didn't say shit.
Well-
I said already been done. And neither of them were particularly. Oh, Fresh Meat
So
was good.
they're
Neither
neither
of them were particularly
good,
successful.
good nor original. Wow, we got this sorted, lads.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Smashing it.
Next
Well, I'll
up,
take this
Hollywood.
home. I've got a love.
Come
Yes.
on, Nick.
I love the fact that I legitimately, and rationally needed to buy a water pistol,
Yes.
and did.
What are you trying to get off your roof?
Well, it's a cat.
There it is.
Yeah, I have to do it. It's an adult responsibility
Yeah.
thing. It's not a toy.
No.
I shopped around to find the right one for the job,
Nice.
right? And I needed a certain range because
Yeah.
I knew that quite often this cat terrorizes my cat.
Ah.
And I knew that sometimes where the terrorizing takes place is outside of my garden boundary.
Yeah.
So I knew I needed a certain range.
Can you
to be
see
able
it
to-
then? You can see it
I could
happening.
see it, yeah,
Right.
but I couldn't get at it.
Okay,
Is it a
gotcha.
particularly long-limbed cat with non-Euclidean joints? by
Yeah,
any
it's got
chance?
the wrong number of limbs.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the story of I don't think I've said this story on the podcast about me throwing a glass of water at a cat.
I don't know.
What about the glass as well?
I threw water, then the glass.
So there are 3 cats actually that terrorise my cat.
Oh no.
And the thing is, he fights for his territory in the same way that Bradley, I assume, used to. but
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, he
has
was quite a
aged out of.
brawler. Yeah,
Yeah. So Dash is just beginning his brawling years.
sure.
And there's so many cats in our neighborhood, and he's got to defend his territory, and he's coming home covered in scabs and cuts. And it's like, I need to assist him to, like, 'cause the way he commands his territory is by fighting.
Yeah.
I need to do it before the fight. I need to stop him getting slashed to ribbons, right? I'm sure the other cat comes off badly as well, but Jesus.
Is
Screw
your,
that
is your cat some kind of nerd? Because
think-
I think I want to steal your cat's lunch.
Yeah,
Now.
I
I think
think
I'm starting to see
He's
what the appeal
learning
is.
to
I
fight.
think he might be.
He's learning to fight.
I don't
Yeah.
know how good he is. All I can see
Yeah.
is his wounds.
Sure.
I don't know what
You
the
see
other...
the other guy.
You should,
Yeah.
see, you should see the other guy.
Because he can't see you.
So I want to get a water pistol so that I can, at range, dissuade the other cats
Sure.
from entering this territory, right? But before I had a water pistol, they were howling at each other in the middle of the night. It was like
Were they?
half three in the
Oh,
morning.
no.
So I go down into the garden in my pants. It's pitch black, right? And they're on a shed roof that's outside of my garden boundaries,
Yeah.
right? And the other cat's black, like pitch black.
Oh.
And I can kind of tell it's there because there's a void, like,
Right.
where I think
Where
a cat would
something
be.
should be. Yeah.
But I really can fucking hardly see it at all. And I can see Dashy because he's got white bits on him. So I go in, fill a pint glass with water, go out,
Nice.
think the cat's roughly there, chuck the water, nothing changes.
Yeah.
I'm like, right, I must have missed.
Yeah.
Go back in, fill the pint glass again,
Right, yeah.
go out, chuck it again, nothing changes.
So
Fuck,
just
I missed again.
So just
Yeah.
to paint this picture, it's 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
You're under Gog's vicious moon.
Yes.
You are wearing only
Sauron's eyes watching.
only your boxers.
Yes.
And you're making repeated
journeys
trips
indoors
to
with a
your
pint
shed
glass of water.
with your pint
I
glass.
always think
yeah.
there are moments in life where it's like, how did I end up doing?
It's very
like,
humbling.
Literally this.
You know, because I imagine myself as a successful and altogether human man,
Yeah.
37 years of age, and here I am, like, not able to throw water at a cat, and I'm wearing fucking nothing. Like, third throw though,
Yeah. Got it.
scrabbling,
Yeah.
like the black void kind of shifts. I think it's gone. Dashy now has a way to get home. I'm like, yes, I've done it.
Yeah.
I successfully dissuaded the cat from stopping
Sure,
my cat
sure,
from coming
yeah.
home. And that was the moment I was like, I need.
You need a water
I
pistol.
need-
Sort my
water
life out,
pistol.
yeah. Yeah, and you need
Sort
a, and you need a light as well of some variety.
Yeah, see, I've told this story multiple times, and every single person has said, "Why don't you get a torch, Nick?" And it's like, it's a great fucking question. I don't.
Why would a successful game designer not own a torch? That's what I don't understand.
This is why people pitch ideas to me, because I'm a fucking
You could
idiot.
have that for free.
Here's the idea.
A torch.
Buy a torch.
Here's an idea. Torch, light.
Do you have a torch on your phone?
Yeah, I did have my phone with me there because I'm in my
I
boxes.
see. Yeah. No. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah.
Is there not always that fear that if you step outside in your boxes, you know you're only one slip from ending up with your head in a pipe, and then you're like, oh, this is ending up on the news.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Or
Or
like-
you're gonna get on the news for the colossal. You'll get on it for this.
That's maybe the answer.
Yeah.
It's flipping.
Successful game designer.
Caught with head in pipe.
Caught with any pipe.
Wearing only
Nude.
boxers. It's the age old thing, isn't it? Of like of a guy going into A&E and he's got like half a drain pipe up his ass.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I just happened to be nude and I slipped and fell onto a drain pipe. It's like, sure you did, mate. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, really.
No, really.
I just happened to be in my boxers throwing a pint glass of water at a cat.
Yeah.
When I slipped and fell onto a pipe.
I think I've said this on air before, but like the older I get, I'm very aware now that I'm like one bad decision away
Yeah.
from being the guy who ends up in A&E with his head in a pipe or a pipe up his ass or something like that, and I'm like,
I love how it's always a pipe.
it has to be a pipe.
Why
Yeah,
is it always going to be a pipe?
I'm stuck in A&E with both my arms in pipes and a pipe on my head. I'm like,
Pipe up your ass.
well, shit, this is going to be front page news tomorrow, isn't it?
It's that realization that you've not just erred, but you have fucked up to the level that you will be front page news.
Yeah.
This is it. I didn't get my 15 minutes of fame on
Yeah.
the BBC because Destiny awaits.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be the pipe guy.
It's going to be pipe related.
I don't want to see the bite that. I'm not saying like front page, like maybe it's front page. It's not the big headline, but it's one of the side stories on
That's
BBC
worse.
News. I don't want to see man 37 caught with head, arse, and arms in pipes. Like I don't.
Local chungus lost in pipe network.
On the BBC, though, there's always these follow-up stories to the original like headline. So that would be the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man in Gloucestershire man caught with
Hands
Head,
down,
arse, and limbs in
limbs,
pipes.
head, and arse in pipes. And then the follow-up headline would be I was throwing water at a cat, claims Gloucestershire pipe man.
Claims. That word's doing so much work.
Uh,
God damn it.
What water pistol did you settle on?
I got an X-shot, 10-meter range, pump action
Wow.
Oh, man.
rifle.
So when you're next in your garden at 3 a.m. in your boxers, voraciously pumping that thing, that's definitely not ending up in the news.
No,
That'll be fun.
I was in fact doing that very thing this morning. Broad daylight, still in my pants though, because it was early morning. This time.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Then the cats woke me up, howling outside. And now the water pistol's always loaded, always in the conservatory, ready to go.
Nice, yeah.
So I just raced downstairs. I'm like, this is my moment. Like, I got
Let's
the water
go.
pistol for this. And then, like, run outside, realise I'm in my pants. Could be a pipe moment, hopefully not.
Yeah.
And then I'm, like, pumping furiously, semi-naked in the garden.
You're like, oh, thank God, now I've got my dignity.
There's someone looking at you from a certain angle going, what the fuck is that guy doing?
You know that
From
well-known...
behind when you're pumping away.
That well-known
In your
phrase.
boxers.
It's like, if you don't have a naked neighbour that you can see out the window, that's because you're the naked
Oh,
neighbour.
sure,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
That's me. 100% that is me.
Yeah.
He's out again. Here he is.
I remember the gold standard of water pistols when we was young was the Super Soaker.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
I
So
think
those
they're
were the
still
days.
they're still made.
Oh, the Super
But
Soaker.
I
I
couldn't
assume
find
there's-
any super
yeah.
soakers.
I assume they're still a going concern.
I'd hope so.
Yeah, do you have a
Those
hose?
were great.
No,
Uh,
no, that would be really good, wouldn't it?
yeah. Do you have a tap?
Or a light. No. Don't have an outdoor tap. Frustrating me. So.
Do you own pangs?
I was wearing something. Loincloth.
It was a pipe.
I think I was wearing something. Oh no!
I was wearing that pipe again.
It's like the Emperor's new pants.
I feel like
Just had a pipe on my dick. That was
this,
it.
this is like. Oh,
what
well,
you need.
I don't look. I don't look like an idiot.
Exactly.
I'll put
I'll put
my
a
dick
pipe
in
on
a
it.
pipe.
Oh, I
I'll
can't find
pop
any
the
pants.
pipe on.
It's the middle of the night. It's pitch black. Can't find any pants. Oh, I've got a pipe though.
I'll pop the pipe on. It'll be fine.
I'll just pop the dick pipe on.
Yeah.
We see, officer. It was dark when I woke up, and I couldn't find my trousers, but I did have some pipe insulation. Like,
I did have my dick pipe. I mean, my pipe. I just had some pipe.
Pipe.
I had a bit of pipe.
Pipe dick. Dick.
It's
pipe.
not my. It's not like I have a dick pipe.
No.
Like it's not like I have a pipe I always use for
Piping
my
for
dick.
my dick.
It's not that.
But not always.
It's not. I'm not weird.
It
Sir.
happened.
it's like
I was piping that I planned to use that was on my dick.
Sir,
It's
you are wearing a dick pipe right now. And it says dick pipe on the side of it in Sharpie.
Property of Nick.
Please return to Nick Angel.
the headline is
Do not place on own dick.
headline is I was cold, confused. Says pipe pervert.
Yeah.
Please don't call me a pipe pervert. This won't make it in the news.
And then
will it?
it'll be,
I'm sorry, sir,
eventually it'll be
I can't possibly comment.
6 months later, pipe pervert sentencing.
The quote is you won't print this, right? You sure?
It's just a picture of me with a dick pipe on. It's like, you won't print this.
Oh, God.
Oh, we all have a dick pipe.
Oh, I just love it. Oh, the cat's out again. Oh, man. Don't look like a fucking weirdo. Better cover up with a pipe.
It's just gotta be a pipe.
Oh, that's
great.
magical.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Cool.
What do we think won? Love or hate?
Well, we've had a lot of fun with the loves. That's for sure.
We have.
Yeah.
I really
well-
hate the WhatsApp groups, though.
Yeah, that is true.
You hate them so much that you wouldn't want them to win, would you? You wouldn't want them to have a victory.
Oh,
The
Oh.
pipes.
you're confusing my head.
I know.
The pipes were quite magical.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, you know.
I'm gonna vote love.
I say
That's what
love.
I do.
Well, there we are.
Well,
then.
your opinion's irrelevant.
My
Yeah.
opinion is irrelevant.
I'm
As is
glad
so
you
often
came.
the case.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Any closing words of wisdom? Now you're
Um,
now you're a father.
Don't put me in any more WhatsApp groups.